Jamaican goes for Harry,
We're gonna
and this.
start. We're gonna start warming up. This is a great time for us to start kind of like getting into it now, Necro, because we got a bit of your story as you were,
Do I need to
bro.
click something here?
Nah,
It says
you,
this meeting is being recorded.
yeah,
Leave meeting and okay.
no, just press OK, just press OK, because this is so
Okay.
we can get our interview going.
All
Um,
right.
because we're going into like, learning about you and you coming up in the scene, so this is going to be a really good point for us to start it. So, Brian, if you want to introduce Necro, we can start learning more about this journey.
Yeah, for sure, man. Scotty GLL coming in. I don't know what episode this is, to be honest with you, but we got a legend here with us, death rap legend Necro, coming out of Brooklyn, and this guy is also known as the Sexorcist. So we're gonna focus some on some of this guy's stories, which are fucking insane. So if you don't know him, go check out his music and shit like that. So without further ado, man, what's going on?
Chilling
Yeah,
out. Yeah, go to
but
Spotify for people that, are retards that are learning, that don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
Go to
If you
Spotify.
guys
You know
could
what
just
I'm
get
saying?
past the fact that he's white or something like that, it's ridiculous. I've been a hip hop head for a long time. It's like this guy's music is phenomenal. It sometimes pisses me off that it's not as big as some of this shit going on, but it will never. I guess I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts are on like why it never really, why you think it never caught on or something like that. But it's just a bunch of political shit, I'm sure.
Well, that's because there's no unity amongst white kids. Every white kid wants to be the white kid. And it's like, at
Right.
least in hip hop, there's a lot of hate, but blacks will stick together more. You know what I'm saying? And you'll
Mm-hmm.
see more blacks doing shit. Like you saw Raekwon doing shit with Nas, and Nas does stuff with AZ, and like you saw, Mobb Deep, and even if people didn't like each other,
Yeah.
there was still enough people that liked each other that did a whole bunch of shit. So like Tribe Called Quest did shit with Leaders of the New School and Busta, and you don't have that with white kids in hip hop. It's like every white kid wants to be. I want to be the only white kid. I was never like
Right.
that, but all the other white kids I try to link with were just assholes. It's like
Yeah.
they super egotistical.
Mm.
You have to understand the thing about being a white kid that rhymes in hip hop. If you're a legitimate one, there's not really many. There's more now because things changed with the internet and digital and all that. But I came up in the '90s, let's say, right? So you know, all you had at the beginning, you had the Beastie Boys, and then you had Vanilla Ice came after that, and then I
Yeah.
started doing stuff around that time, like the '90s, and then but I wasn't known yet, and then you had other groups like House of Pain or shit like that, but it was very not a lot of people. We're talking maybe
Yeah.
fucking one to two groups where you had 1,000 black groups. You might have had one or two
Mm.
white groups. So every white person, wants to be the man. They want to, you have to be a very special white kid to be in hip hop. Not now, because now it's different. Now you could be a total nerd and get accepted as being a geek and, because that's the internet world. But in the world I
Yeah.
came up in, you had to go through a funnel of street shit where, you had to be either official in person if people met you, you couldn't be a bitch, or your music had to be that good, or it was just very. Or a lot of white kids didn't even want to be black, and so essentially you
Mm.
were considered wanting to be black. You know what I mean? It's like just because you embraced hip hop, it was, oh, you're a white boy. Why do you want to be black? Well, I don't know. I loved hip hop early. I wasn't trying to be black, but I definitely wanted to fit in. I mean, I didn't go out of my way to fit in. That's why I'm Necro. I went out of my way to be myself, but of course we wanted to fit in. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, we wanted to be accepted. You know what I mean? In the tribe of hip hop, and
And you started off
we.
as a metalhead pretty much, right? I mean, that's where you first
I was
started
a,
playing the
I was
guitar.
yeah. I mean, I was a metalhead as a kid, but I was rapping Lottie Dottie at a really young age. So even though I had gotten to metal and all that, I grew up in the Glenwood Projects in Brooklyn. So Glenwood Projects, to give you an idea, is like one fourth the size of Queensbridge. Queensbridge is considered the biggest projects in America. That's 96 buildings. And so my projects was 1/4. So it was like 26 buildings or something. I don't know the number. So, you know, it was an official projects. Maybe not the most famous, but you know, as far as a project with the buildings and the trouble and the drama, it had everything, all that. So, you know, coming up in that environment, I automatically was influenced into hip hop because, like, literally, if I'm sleeping, in my, you know, I was on the second floor of 5714 Farragut Road, apartment 2C. So if there was thugs on the bench playing Melly Mel, you're hearing it even while you're sleeping. You know, if I'm sleeping at night, the thugs, they don't give a shit. They're outside being assholes. You know, they're playing hip hop. So even though metal technically was my first thing, I was like, at like 8, I could recite La Di Da. We like the party. It was almost like me doing it like to entertain people. You know how you see when they show like Beyonce as a little kid and she could do things and she was dancing, but it was like the beginning stages. Me at my beginning stages, I would do La Di Da, the whole fucking rap for people, even probably before I started with guitar. So yeah, you know what I mean? Metal was the first real endeavor, but I switched it to doing hip hop full time because we thought we had more of a chance because there was really not many white people doing it. You know what I mean? It was like very little. Like, you know, I made my first demo in 1990. So, you know, as a white kid, you think you're special because, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody. Like, I used to be in my school and they would call me the white Coogee rap and shit like that. And because I was rapping violent at a really young age, you know, it was like, oh, you the white Coogee rap, you know, and you know, I mean, that felt good, you know. It was a weird environment, you know. It was all black kids and Latino kids, and we're in the lunchroom, and we're banging the tables, and you're doing beats, and you know, I got embraced by not the thugs. The thugs hated me. It was like the black kids that weren't pussy, but they weren't assholes. They were more, you know, into hip hop and more down to be friends with someone who was white, you know. But then like the black kids that were like really thugged out, they were more jealous of me. Oh, look at that white kid. Oh, you know, he's wearing polo. You know, he's wearing Hilfiger. He thinks he's fly. Let me go try to rob him. You know what I'm saying? And then what would happen is
who's giving you the vanilla ice shit? Like you said, you were getting some of that.
Vanilla ice would be random. Like you would be anywhere where you would be, and you know, there would be some black kid that would be like, oh, you rap? Oh, you Vanilla Ice. And then I would have to quickly be like, nah, shut the fuck up. And like put pressure on the person to let him know it could be a fight. Like, what? You call me Vanilla Ice? I'll fuck you up over that. And then the demeanor would change and be like, nah, I ain't mean it like that. Well, you better not fucking mean it like that because that's an insult. Now, I look back at it now, Vanilla Ice is kind of cool. I ain't hating on him because if you look at Vanilla Ice now, you see that, first of all, he was obviously down. The guy danced fucking ill. It was all black people he was with. It was produced by black people. So, you know what I'm saying? Like his producer was black. And I mean, obviously it could have been worse. It's obviously making millions every year. The fucking song, you know, Ice Ice Baby, everyone knows it. So, you know, but at the time it was considered unpure. Like you're doing commercial garbage. But when you look back at it, it's like, oh, you're Vanilla Ice, you know, like now I don't want to be considered anybody. Even when they called me white Coogee rap as a kid, I took it as an insult because I'm like, I love Coogee rap, by the way, and I did a whole album with him, and G Rap is the GOAT, and he's the, you know, my idol. But I'm saying,
by listening to you, I actually got into Cool G Rap. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, as a little kid, I kind of looked at it like I don't want to be the white version of anyone. Don't make me the white version of someone, because that's kind of disrespectful. That's already like, you know, that's like going up to a black guy. Oh, you're the black version of, like, nah, he's what he is. You know what I mean? Nobody black is going to want to be called the black version. You're the black version of Frank Sinatra. Like, nah, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of took it that way. I used to take things personal as a kid, like in many different ways with hip hop. Like I would not use the same breakbeat people used. I would think something's whack. It's like, for instance, 36 Chambers is one of the considered classic, right? But on 36 Chambers, RZA uses the breakbeat substitution like 3 times on 3 different beats. So me as a young Necro, I would have been like, nah, that's whack. Why is he using the same beat? But I realized later why he did that. The reason he did that is because when you're making your first album, you're making so much shit, you don't know what's going to be on it. Like the first album is going to be the first 5 years of everything he's making, and then it will just end up being that you probably use substitution with such a hot breakbeat that you probably used it a couple of times because you didn't know what you were going to use. And then when he finally picked what he picked, it just happened to be substitution ended up 3 times on 36 Chambers. But me as a young kid, when I'm listening, I'm like, why is this motherfucker using the same shit 3 times? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, when 36 Chambers came out, I'm like a beat digging nut job. I mean, like heavily into samples, drums, records, everything. So, I've always been very pure when it comes to hip hop. You know what I mean? Like very, you don't bite people, you don't copy other people's shit, you do your own thing. Matter of fact, if you see my style, I went out of my way to be different. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Dropping
You're one of the few
like
guys
that.
who has like crazy references to movies and shit like that. Like you have some really unique shit.
A lot of culture that you won't see black rappers mention, like horror culture, or mention of people from horror movies that
What's
like
the other, De Niro from Cape Fear or whatever that movie is? I think you mentioned him in one of your songs.
Yeah, we'll mention shit in the gangster movies. A lot of black rappers do that already, but a lot of the stuff the black rappers won't do is they won't mention darker shit like Satan or satanic shit or stuff that subjects that could be considered heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? That was like the stuff that we had that allowed us to be different. So for instance, like Nas, the craziest line Nas ever said was, I went to hell for snuffing Jesus, or swinging my fist like an end breaking possessed by Satan. Those were incredible lines.
Big L was a little satanic too. Big L dropped some of those lines too. Big L
had a couple of
he was pretty vicious. That's why I liked him a lot. He was pretty vicious he was vicious.
Yeah,
Big L
was
great.
definitely dope. Rest in peace to him. He had the track "The Devil's Son," and he had some stuff where he was going satanic, and but basically he was very rare. You know what I mean? It wasn't something that like, I love Nas. I consider him top 5, but like the craziest he would get would probably be very explicit street thug shit. Now me, I would take.
Do you think that separates him from blowing up then like somebody else? Is that part of the reason why that happens, you think? From somebody really is that one of the reasons why someone wouldn't blow up and someone would blow up? That's what separates something like that, or not really?
Well, I literally was talking with my brother today. I had a convo with him. Till today, in 2024, we still can't figure out what it's going to take to make me and my brother become 20 times bigger. But we're working on figuring out what it's going to take. Now, what does 20 times bigger mean? Basically, what I really want is I just want more people to hear what the fuck I'm doing. The more people that hear what the fuck I'm doing, because I think I'm fresh, if more people are listening, they'll become fans. If they become fans, I'll make more money off digital. I'll make more money off merch. I'll get paid more for shows. So that's really what it's kind of about. We've kind of given up on the certain people giving us respect, because some people just will never respect us for who we are, for whatever it may be. Maybe it's because I'm white. Maybe it's because I'm Jewish. Maybe it's because I rap evil. Maybe it's because I'm hardcore. Maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? People have different reasons they don't like certain people. You know what I mean? Like
Well, like you
you
said
ask
about the
somebody,
modern white rappers, they're kind of like a little soft. I can't get into any of those guys. Like I couldn't even name like five, or maybe Logic or something. I don't know. He seems kind of, I don't know him personally, but it's a totally different style.
yeah,
Totally.
and it blows me away how he was able to become mega huge enough to play Madison Square Garden, and I can't play Madison Square Garden because in my mind, I think I'm as good
Hmm.
as him. So I'm like, obviously, I'm
Yeah.
doing something wrong. Something I now it. Listen, it might not even be the content. It might be my team. I just don't. That's one thing I was talking with my brother. We need to hire a manager because me and my brother now, even though we haven't worked in years, we started working together on this group called Blood Brothers, which will be basically
Mm.
both of us combined doing what we do anyway as solo rappers. But it'll be a track with me and him on it. So we said, this gives us a new chance to push, that brand in a kind of a way that we got comfortable, with Ill Bill solo or Necro solo. Like I really wouldn't be looking for a manager for Necro solo because I kind of manage myself. But I said, something, it gives it an opportunity for Blood Brothers for us to kind of take that to a new level. And of course,
Mm.
that'll help solo Necro and solo Ill Bill. And the thing is, a lot of times people that blow up much bigger than me, it's because of a manager. Like a lot of
Yeah.
rappers, for instance, are managed by Eminem's manager. That's why you see them blowing up bigger than me because they have Paul
Right.
Rosenberg. If you have Paul Rosenberg managing you, and that's Eminem's manager, like even the little trickles that Eminem doesn't want to do. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. He passes it all along to all his artists. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm not going to mention names, but people will know. You're managed by someone like that. They're opening up doors. I don't have that, and
But
now
even
I'm starting to
on a
realize I
musical
need it.
level too. Yeah, I know. But even
But
on a musical level, it seems like some of the bigger guys, I just can't get into it. I actually think there's a reason why some of these guys who have been, I just personally am more drawn to their music to begin with that haven't got the
Well,
recognition or whatever.
some of it is gay shit. I mean, you listen to the
Yeah, it is.
song, it sounds like fucking pussy rapping. I mean, it's if you listen to the first of all, the beats, a lot of the beats suck. Okay,
Hmm.
if you're into shit like RZA's beats and Primo's beats and shit like that, you're gonna like Necro shit. Then when you listen to some of the shit these guys are doing, it's not as raw or as evil or as hardcore or as New York sounding. And then when they rap, they might rap clever. Like I rap clever, I can rap good flows, but it
Right.
doesn't resonate with you because the shit they're talking. So listen, in the end of the day, this is the beautiful thing that we discovered as digital gets iller. There's like an
Hmm.
audience for everybody. There's enough human beings on. Listen, let's keep it real. If you look up Eminem now on Spotify, let's say he's 80 million now. Well, how many people on the world are there? 6 billion. So that means you have 5.8 million that don't listen to Eminem.
That's fucking crazy when
That's
you
an
put it in
example.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
example, but I'm just saying. So there's always someone that's not listening to you
Oh, yeah.
because they haven't discovered you. Maybe they're in Africa. Maybe it's because Africa is a country that didn't have cell phones until recently, and now maybe Spotify wasn't in Africa or this country or that country. And so bottom line, like for instance, Drake might be 60 million now, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Wu-Tang's only 3 million. Does that technically mean Drake is better than Wu-Tang?
But a lot of people think like that. A lot of minions that's like a big
They
thing.
do, they
Like
do, they do. But like
they don't,
if you
they
ask
can't look
me,
past that. They can't.
but if you ask me as a fan, I
Hmm.
can understand why people like Drake because of his commerciality and whatever worked for him. But I prefer Wu-Tang Clan. I would prefer to hear, you know what I'm saying, any really thing that's underground and gritty from Wu-Tang Clan. But Drake is gonna make some real catchy stripper type songs that Wu-Tang doesn't
Hmm.
really make songs like that. And even if Wu-Tang did, let's say Cream or Ice Cream, those are songs that can be played in the strip club. They didn't make like 100 strip club songs. They made a lot of stuff that was more underground, gritty. Not and now notice Wu-Tang is still good consistently to play huge shows, sell merch like crazy. They got 3 million on Spotify. But I look at it like shit. I'm 400,000 right now on Spotify. Wu-Tang's 3 million. So I gotta like 10x my shit. If I 10x my brand doesn't mean I need to get Wu-Tang fans. I just need to, if I can 10x, there's 400,000 people listening to me right now. Whoever the fuck they are, they like what I'm about in whatever country they're living in. If I can get 10x more people like that, I'll technically be as big as Wu-Tang. Now, Wu-Tang is not as big as Drake because Drake is appealing to so many more people that probably can't get into an ill Wu-Tang track. Maybe they're stripper girls or just young girls that listen to fucking Taylor Swift. And Drake might be the guilty pleasure for a Taylor Swift fan. Like he's considered gritty. But to us or to people like me, yo, you have to understand, man, there's so many people on this planet. There's so many people and everyone has a fucking perspective. Everyone has a perspective and you can only blow up as much as they blow you up. Like everyone knows Donald Trump, right? We could say maybe even the 6 billion people know Donald Trump, right? So now a certain amount of people think he's an asshole and da-da-da, and a bunch of people think he's awesome because he speaks his mind. But the point is, everyone knows him, and then he has his amount of people that fuck with him. The problem with, let's say, a Necro, nope, not everybody knows me because I have not been promoted. I have never had the money to reach enough people where some people might be like, nah, I'm not fucking with that kid. I don't like what he's about. But I believe there would be a lot more people that would be like, yo, I fuck with that dude. They just don't fucking know, and I can't reach them. Doesn't matter how many Facebook ads I run, how much fucking interviews I do. I don't have the backing to reach them. Eminem was lucky. He lucked out and had fucking Dre and had fucking MTV and Jimmy Iovine. They put money into the guy. And then
you guys had the same lawyer or something, or the same attorney or something like that?
Yeah, we had the same lawyer at the time, but I didn't really realize how to get that guy to do anything for me. I wanted him to, but he didn't do anything for me. I was probably too young to figure out how to get him excited about doing it. But remember, Paul Rosenberg had an office in that lawyer's office working. So Eminem already had a grown man manager rallying for him with my lawyer. So it was like I didn't have someone like that. Like, yo, Necro's the shit. Let's blow him up. But you have to understand that when you're put in front of the world, you do things. There's things you can do, right? And that's going to make people either love you or hate you. So now I've done the things that I could do. It's obviously got me a pretty big fan base. I mean, 400,000 is a lot bigger than most people. You can look at rappers that were on major labels; they're barely cracking 100,000. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, when I saw Inspect the Deck with like 70,000, that was crazy. I was like, just listening to him later, it was like, wow, that's crazy, man. Some of these Wu-Tang guys.
That's because him as a solo rapper, he doesn't hold. This is no disrespect. Deck is dope as fuck, and I love Deck's opening rhymes on some of the illest Wu-Tang tracks. He crushes it. You know what I mean? That's kind of what people look at him for because he did it so incredibly. The problem with Deck was, is that, RZA had lost his album. There was a flood. And when his album was supposed to come out, RZA had a flood and lost the entire album. And they had a hard time redoing the album. So Deck never had a chance to come out the way that fucking Meth did and ODB. And he kind of got fucked over in that thing that happened. And so it's like he's one of the Wu-Tang members that isn't going to have a million like maybe Raekwon or Ghost do and all that because he didn't have the opportunity. But obviously as part of Wu-Tang, he's integral. And then, you see him doing his side group now, which actually is more successful than even his solo shit. So anything can be successful. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I'm aware that me combining with my brother could be huge now. It's
Sure.
not yet. It's not yet, but it could be because we might make that thing, and then and then the combination of two different attitudes, because he's like the opposite of what I think. That could be very cool for people to see, the parallels. And
Is this like a Blood Brothers part two? Because you guys already dropped the track Blood Brothers, right? I mean, that was dope as it is. So you're thinking about doing a full thing together, or just like a part two of that, or
um well, we just dropped a single called Blood Brothers, but the group is called Blood Brothers basically because
yeah,
we're blood brothers. And originally in 2004, the project was going to be called Blood Brothers, the album we were going to do. And then we had gotten into beef, we got into drama, so it never happened. But, now we're kind of older and kind of over that. And I'm just not arguing with him anymore. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not worth it. So, I mean, I'm sure he changed a little bit and I changed a lot. And, hey, better late than never. I mean, it could be we could be 80 and never have worked, together again. So at least now, we'll have a chance to drop a full album together, and who knows what it'll do. We're not there yet
yeah,
because we're just working on the music now. But basically, what I was saying was, it's all about who hears you. Now, let's say the whole entire world can hear me. Some people might fuck with me more, the thugs, let's say, more the people that are more rugged, let's say, that lift weights and and MMA fight and box. Yo, I fuck with this guy. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
then my numbers might go up to 5 million, but I'm not reaching these fucking people. So it's not that I don't want to reach them, but I don't have endless money. So you have to have a lot of money to throw away. When you have money that, like, if you could throw away 5 million, then maybe 4 million is gonna go fucking nowhere. But that 1 million will blow you up at radio, will blow you up here, or blow you up there. You know what I mean? I mean,
Mhm.
you know how much money the dude Travis spent on fucking on Tech 9, and Tech 9 at the time didn't even blow up. The dude spent like millions on radio, and like the radio didn't do nothing. So I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's the
have
deal with Eminem too, right? A lot of his guys, what was his first group? D12. They didn't really blow up, and then the guy he's got now is like Royce. I'm surprised they're not doing bigger numbers, to be honest with you. So it's kind of strange.
listen. It happened with Cypress Hill. Cypress Hill say that they were signed to Rough House, and the first 6 months when they invested money in them, it wasn't doing nothing. And Rough House didn't give up, and they kept pushing and pushing, and finally Cypress Hill broke through. I guess the first thing they dropped was the Funky Feel one, which I had the 12-inch. It was incredible, but it wasn't as commercial as How I Could Just Kill a Man. Dun, 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 and that was
Yeah.
the kind of the thing that So if Rough House hadn't continued, like, oh, we believe in these guys, who knows? Maybe it wouldn't have blown up. So like, there's a lot of
Hmm.
factors into blowing up. I've never really had like a great manager, and that might be something that I need to get now. You know what I mean? And we're definitely looking for one for Blood Brothers. Somebody that can be a manager. Um, to kind of do something that we're not doing with our solo shit, and use this project as a project to redo more shit. And I'm gonna do more shit with Coogee Rap as well for Godfathers, which will be a good thing just to kind of keep shit heated up, and he has a lot going on too. But we had spoken about it, and he said he was down to do more shit. So yeah, I definitely got to drop like a whole Necro solo, which I'm working on now, and Blood Brothers with my brother, and then I got to drop something with G Rap. That's those, and then I want to do
Yeah.
some singles or something with my boy Mr. Hyde, just to rock with him because he's always been with me, and yeah, those are the plans, of what we want to do. We just feel like me and my
Dude,
brother.
your longevity is crazy, man. I mean, I don't think the audience realizes, or whoever's listening, man, it's this guy, I think he's got 40 albums or something since 99 or psychological records. I mean, the longevity, I feel like a lot of guys around this time are like dying off. I mean, you're still staying fresh and like dropping shit. So it's like,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I enjoy it. I mean, in the end of the day, my life is really about hip hop. I mean, you know, making new beats. It's every time you make a new beat, it's like fucking. It's like, do you stop fucking a girl? You know, just like nah, right? I mean, you're always gonna want a new fuck. You're not gonna be like, yeah, I fucked 20 years ago, but I'm not trying to fuck now. Nah, if
I
the
never
girl's
got that
hot,
with
you're
guys in our
fucking.
guys in our industry would say the same thing, or like the pickup industry or something. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm retired now. I got a girlfriend or something." They drop out real quick, and I'm
Well,
like,
that's one
I
thing I
don't
noticed
fucking get
about
that.
you. That's one thing I noticed about you. Why I agreed to do the interview and tell me if I'm right. It seemed like you're on some pickup artist shit. Am I right about
Yeah,
that? Or
I've been on in the industry since like 2008. My buddy got me to do this like workshop type of thing where you meet in Manhattan with a group of guys. They take
yeah,
you out. We had both gotten out of like bad breakups and shit, and then you just yeah, I started working for this guy. He hired me, and then I kind of branched out and did my own thing. And my other friend fucking hired me as like a coach. So now we're just starting back up, man. I was gone for like 6, 7 years, but now I'm back doing it again. So we wanted to just I
yeah.
don't
I
know. It
was a
was
big
pretty. It was
fan of. I,
yeah. In the
I
early
was
2000s, though, it was popping off because a lot of people, even the mainstream, has heard about this book, The Game. They read the book, The Game. Even someone who has no idea about this little niche,
yeah.
like they read that book, or
I'm
they've seen
aware
a
of that book.
yeah, or the VH1 reality show with Mystery, where he took a bunch of nerds and turned them into, had a transformation with them, and they got them
Yeah,
girls. What was the name of that show, Robbie?
he's a little annoying. That guy Mystery. I don't like the way he dresses with
Yeah, Mystery.
the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
hats and
I
that.
never resonated. I never resonated with any of his shit, really, to be honest with you. So it was
What I
like
liked
we
was I was a big fan of RSD.
RSD. Yeah, I don't know too much about them, but I mean, they've been around. I
You're
think
not
they're still
familiar with
around to this day.
RSD?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
No,
not
I mean
familiar
like
with
studying their
RSD?
stuff. No, I've heard of them. Yeah, I've seen them in even clubs and stuff sometimes
Real
when we go
social
out. But I
dynamic.
mean, it's like,
Oh, those guys were
yeah, Owen
killers
Cook
at
is
the
like
time.
I think the owner. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't understand what happened with them. I'm not really like I don't understand how they went from being where they were and then just overnight just like deaded the business. Very fucking weird.
I think
I
it
think
was a
they
bit of
made some.
drama.
They
Yeah, it was a
Go ahead,
drama
Robbie.
with
Go ahead, Rob.
I think they had some sort of like drama with some of their members. I think there was some cancellation attempts, there was some
Huh.
yeah, with a big group of feminists. I think a lot of drama kicked off with that. So they pretty much one of them was banned from teaching in Australia, stuff like that. It was a lot of bad publicity. So I think their reputation really got damaged a whole lot from that. And they kind of went in a different direction after that, more like general self-improvement, more palatable sort of stuff.
Yeah,
But
I
let's,
don't see them now though. I don't see nothing from them. I used to
yeah,
see constant videos from them, yeah, I don't know. They were dope as hell.
it's a,
RSD Max was fucking awesome. And yeah, Max was definitely fresh. He's the one I got up on them with because I saw an ad of his.
That's fucking cool, man. I didn't
And
know you got. That's awesome, dude. That you yeah, RSD Max or Julian was another one I think who was pretty good. I don't know about Owen
Julian
Cook.
was
He's the
okay.
he.
Julian was
Yeah.
okay. He's a little annoying. Yeah, RSD Max I liked. Um, I had bought their products. I didn't really like the products. That's the problem.
Right.
Another guy who was a scumbag who's down with them was that fat dickhead.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
his name?
I know who you mean.
With the blonde hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that fat asshole? Or what's
And
his name?
name's Luke.
Yeah, Luke. Luke's a piece of shit.
Luke.
I don't like Luke. Yeah, Luke,
Mm.
go fuck yourself. Yeah, he's a scheming. He's a scheming fuck. He
Yeah,
schemes on
Right.
people to get their money. Yeah, I don't.
we know about
He's.
that.
You know about that? Yeah, he's not to be trusted. That guy
Yeah,
Luke.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We heard
Mm.
these. Um, there's a lot of different guys out there, man, and like one thing that I'm really grateful for is like I started this journey and I learned a lot from, of course, Brian here.
I hired Luke to help me.
Oh, you hired him? Oh
Mm,
shit.
I paid Luke to help me with
mm.
my situation. Like
Huh.
it's like to be like a team member and give me advice on ways that I can make my game better because
Right.
he see I thought he had answers and he could help my
Hmm.
situation. And he costed a couple of $1,000. I gave it to him. I had it. I make money. It ain't nothing. And he was lame. He was a fucking scumbag. He wouldn't give me the answers to the shit I wanted to know. I couldn't
Mm.
get him to write down the fucking responses to my deep ass questions of how I should. Like his whole thing was all about you gotta fucking be. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, okay, but like you gotta be in the vicinity very close to where the hot women are. So if I'm living in a certain area that's away from the women in Manhattan and I'm not living 2 blocks away from downtown, I forgot that area, downtown Manhattan, that's supposed to be where a lot of bitches
Soho.
are.
Yeah, Soho,
I
right?
for, no, no,
That
different area, like by 12th Avenue. Like there was, I
hmm,
forgot what it's called, but if you don't live over there, it's going to be hard to do game, and
Okay.
like I'm trying to get answers for my situation because my situation is I'm living a little bit further out. So how do I pimp my situation? And I had ideas, you know what I mean, and I was
yeah,
doing decent, but my game wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, especially the way
yeah,
that these guys were making it look like it was. They were making it seem like they were fucking crushing it. Now that I look
yeah,
back, I think a lot of it was lies. It
Mm.
made it seem like they were doing better than it really was because I put Luke to the test. I mean, with my
yeah,
own money. I put,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if you're the fucking man, like you claim you are, you do this good, help me out in my situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I have a few issues. Because,
yeah.
I work on music. I don't have the time to go out and game like some fucking guy who has no life.
Right.
You understand? I got to make music. I have fans. I got shit to do. So I want to create a system for myself to pull bitches without having to be in a fucking club like a dick for 5 fucking hours. I have to dress up like some jerk off. He was telling me the way I was dressing wasn't good enough. And he's trying to give me advice that I should dress up like him. And I mean, bro, you look like a
Mm.
fat slob. Like how like no, but because I'm trying to understand, like, bro, you look like a fat fucking slob. So I'm supposed to dress like you? It didn't make sense, and you learn little by little, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how you learn. You have to test things out, and I
Did you take him
actually
out? Did he take you out into the field, like, and actually show you
nah
demos
nah, I'm
of
not
what
one of
he's
those
doing?
dudes.
No.
I'm not one of those fucking no disrespect to those people. I'm not one of those guys that needs to be taken out to the field. I mean, when I'm in the
Yeah.
field, remember, I'm Necro. When I'm in the field, I know how to talk to bitches. I can get bitches.
Hmm.
But you have to understand there's a huge difference between me getting bitches that know I'm Necro and bitches that don't know I'm Necro. Do you understand what
Big
I'm
difference.
saying?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because everything's about
Yeah.
value. Everything's
There.
about value. So let's say you get some girl who's 21 who doesn't listen to my music. She's gonna be who the fuck are
Hmm.
you? Who are you? Are you Drake? And I'm gonna be I can't run that game on her that I'm a rapper because some of these bitches are so dumb. They'll look at your Spotify and go, 400,000? That's
Yeah.
nothing. Drake is 50 million. Eminem is 50 million.
Right.
You're not really popping.
Right.
So I can't get that girl. The girl that I can get is the girl that messages me from Australia or California that's like, oh, I love Who's Your Daddy? Necro.
Yeah.
Oh, I love, oh, yeah, you like that? What's good? Where you from? You know what I'm saying? Can I bring you out here? Da da da. I got to pimp what I'm good at. Now, I'm not saying I can't go. You have to understand. So while I'm Necro on one tip and I get pussy on tour and I get, pussy as Necro, there's a whole world of girls that don't care about this hip hop and I need to be treated as a regular guy. So I was aware
Right.
of that because I didn't, because I'm not touring every fucking day. There's times where I'm 6 months at home in New York. So it's like I got
Yeah.
to go out and get pussy, right? I mean, I got to go out and get something. So when I'm like a regular motherfucker a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I've
Because New
seen some of
York,
your videos when you're like in the gym and shit like that. You're trying to like talk to the girl behind the desk and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah,
those
but
are
she
some
don't, but she don't know who I am, so she don't give a fuck.
exact.
If
Yeah.
she thought I was like a big rapper, it would have been done. I would have had it already. But
Mm-hmm.
because she thinks I'm just some dude coming on her, she's gonna act like an asshole. She's gonna try to act, make me fucking go out of my way, maybe diss me. So basically, what people don't realize is that rap shit only works in certain environments. When I'm on tour
I think
and
that's
I'm
what a lot of
touring,
people want to know is how is like the difference for a rapper or someone with clout, because there's a lot of information going on now that like as long as you have clout, women will come as a byproduct, and I think it's kind of bullshit. I think you still, and you're proving it right now. You need some sort of game or something, because that clout shit's only going
no,
to
no,
take you
no,
so
no,
far.
no, but clout is a good thing. So I'll give you an example.
No, it's good. Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm going to some club in Manhattan. Let's say to One Oak, right? Now, in the
Mm-hmm.
world of One Oak, I'm a fucking nobody, right? I'm nothing. They don't care about Necro there. I'm not getting any hookups. I'm not even getting in the fucking
Mm-hmm.
door. So if I went to One Oak, I have to already know I'm not getting any respect. I'm not getting treated like if Buster Rhymes goes to One Oak. They might kiss his ass. Buster, oh my God. But Necro, nah, I'm not even
Right.
getting no love. Okay? And you know what's crazy is that the dude who runs it is actually an Israeli Jew. And I'm an Israeli Jew. But as you can
Mm-hmm.
see, that type of shit means nothing. You understand what I'm saying? In the world of clout and
Mm-hmm.
power, that doesn't mean fucking nothing. What matters is Buster's a high profile legend, and if he comes
Mm-hmm.
there, they're gonna walk him in fucking red carpet, bottles, everything, da da da. I come through, they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Just because the guy doesn't know me, he's not aware of me. Whoever runs it, the Israeli guy, he doesn't fucking know Necro, so I'm gonna get no love.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about clout, if I was a promoter for One Oak, regular guy, but I happen to be
Yeah.
their promoter, now I have clout now because now I'm bringing
Yeah.
girls in, and so it clout could be anything. Clout can be I could be just buddies with the fucking owner. If I'm buddies with the owner,
Yeah.
I now have clout with One Oak because I can walk up to the front door with a girl, walk through, get in. They're gonna treat me. I don't have to be anybody. I just have to be the guy's friend. So
Yep.
everything's relative. You have to, Now let's say I'm going on tour, right, and I'm playing Paris, and it's a Necro show, headlining, Necro headline, whatever club in Paris. I'm getting pussy that night because
Yeah.
I'm the alpha male, and every girl that comes there knows the night is about me. I control the security. I control the back areas. I basically have control of a nightclub in every place that I go to where I'm
Yeah.
the alpha male. That's really what it's all about. Getting pussy is you have to be the alpha male in the situation that you're in. And it's also like Dan Bilzerian talks about the setup. It's all how you set it up. So, for instance, if I'm playing Paris, it's set up that I'm the fucking man because there's going to be a
Yeah. Exactly.
flyer for a month. It's going to say Necro, straight out of Brooklyn, New York, headlining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the man. To any girl that night that comes there dressing like a fucking whore, I have a
Yep.
very good chance I'm bringing her back to my hotel. And it's always been like that.
Yeah. For
But
sure.
now when you come to New York, let's just say, for example, a place that's very commercial, people don't care who you are. I'm not considered big time in New York to these
Mm-hmm.
idiots that are commercial. They think Drake is big time in New York. I can't G off in those clubs. I'm not going to G off in those. Listen, I was talking with Cool G Rap the other day, and he's always been very pimpish. Like G Rap, to give you the example of like the status he is, he might not have current status, but like Nas brought him out in Yankee Stadium. He's like the only rapper Nas brought out. G Rap came out, they did Fast Life. G Rap is very much an example of someone that's has game. He's all about pimping, like the pimping in the sense of the way we not pimping like an actual real pimp,
Yeah,
pimping in the way of like getting chicks, knowing how to rap to them. But certain women ain't gonna treat him the same way that they're gonna treat Young Turk or fucking, whatever. Because those are
yeah.
20-year-old rappers that everyone's on the dick of. It's like you kind of got to get in where you fit in sometimes. Like, like one of my problems is there's a lot of girls that like me that I don't want to fuck. And technically, I'm supposed to be fucking
I could see
them
that. Yeah.
because they want
Right.
me. Like, you're supposed to get what it already wants you and then try to get all the other ones. But I'm a little too picky. So I'm kind of like, you're a 7. I'm not feeling you. I'm gonna wait till I can pull the 10.
For sure. When you went on
But
tour and you smashed
that's
like,
me though.
yeah. And
That's
then when
me.
you
I'm
went
a
on tour,
nigga.
you would rather something a little more steady that if you just had, as opposed to like when you were on tour, I think you said you slept with 17 women or something like that during a 20-day period or something. Would you rather
I
something
did.
a little more
I
steady?
did.
Yeah.
Well, you have to understand when you're getting 17 girls and in a tour in a month,
Right.
it's like chasing chickens. It's like trying to get
Right.
them to fucking, come. They don't want to, you got to get them to show up. And it's like
Mm.
a lot of calling, a lot of texting. Oh, where are you? Where are you? And a lot of,
Yeah.
you have to 3 days ahead. Oh, I'm going to be there in 4 days in this country. You ready for me? And it's cool,
Yeah.
but like,
It's a lot of work.
yeah,
I don't think people realize that. It's a lot
it's
of
a
work.
lot of
Like
work.
that's
And it's like, I mean, here's the problem. When I would fuck all these girls, it was like I'm being expected to be a porn star by them. They're expecting porn star level. They don't understand that a porn star sleeps before the scene, sometimes takes Viagra, super clean eating, super clean working out. They're not fucking eating crap and then doing a fucking show at 11 p.m. and then giving my all to the show because that's why
right.
I'm being brought there. And I'm fucking tired as fuck. And then by the time I get to the hotel, I'm on the bed like this. And she's like, all right, fuck me now. Come on, fuck me now. And it's like,
Yeah.
yo, can I get a fucking half hour to chill? And some of these bitches, it's like they're just idiots, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to figure most chicks are idiots
Well,
if they go
that's a lot of stamina,
if they
bro.
go
Yeah.
into your hotel room. They go into your hotel room after meeting you one night. They're kind of
Yeah.
dirtbags. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying you can't game and get bitches in the first date and all that, but I'm saying 50% of the chicks were kind of dirtbags. Listen, when I say dirtbag, don't confuse it for not hot. A girl could be a
For
dime
sure. Yeah.
looking, but be a total fucking dirtbag. First of all, they want to hop on the dick without a condom. They don't even
Yep.
care. Like, if you're trying to hop on the dick without a rubber, you're a fucking scumbag. Like,
I've
that
had
means you
girls
have no
tell me to
care.
come inside them after the first fucking couple hours. I'm like, you're fucking sick in the head. I mean, I don't. That's crazy. I mean,
Well, think about it. It's like, it's kind of cool on one tip. Oh, being grimy, but then you think about it. It's
right.
like, you could protect. It's not going to be grimy when you catch a disease, and it's not going to be
Yeah.
grimy. Well, it's going to be grimy, but I'm saying it's not going to be cool when you catch a disease or you get her pregnant or something shit. Well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, it's. I mean, women
That's
are
what she
real.
wanted, I think.
Listen, women are difficult. Let's keep it fucking real.
Yeah.
They're assholes. I mean, women
It is.
are
Yeah.
assholes, and it's like,
I don't know if platonic relationships even exist as like male to female. They really don't. I don't have a lot. I don't have one female friend really. I have acquaintances, but not women who are like I could like sit there and relate to and just shoot the shit with. Really, like I don't
I
know how
can't
much
really
value they are.
tolerate a woman for more than like 2 hours, and then it's like, you know what I mean? Let's do what we do, and then just get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go back to
Right.
making some beats. I'm gonna go back to focusing on money. That's the one good thing about me. Like, I'm always focused on my purpose. So it's
Yeah.
like, You know what I mean? Like, okay, bitch, whatever. You don't wanna, fuck you. You wanna, let's go. You know, like I'm not sweating bitches. So it's already
Mm.
I'm already in a good space that I don't give a shit if they live or die. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I don't message the hot Instagram model who's gorgeous, but they don't fucking respond anyway. And then not only that, I'm not giving that bitch 20 G's. Like some of these
Yeah,
other
that's
guys hitting them with 10 G. Let's keep it real. Any chick that's hot enough to sell her body right now is selling her body.
mhm.
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 hot women are smart enough that now their body is for sale. I mean, I get girls telling me like they're messaging me on my dick, and I'm like, yo, so send me some pics, and they're trying to get me to go buy pics at their OnlyFans.
Yep.
Mm, yeah.
We're
Now,
living in a
I'm not
weird
against that.
time. It
I
wasn't
get
like
it.
the
It's their hustle. I get it. It's your hustle.
Yeah.
You want. I get it. Okay.
but
I
not
don't
but
think you're a bad person. You know what I mean? But it's
Mm,
like, I mean, okay. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna make a customer out of me. But in the end of the
yeah.
day, I mean, what do I really want? I mean, I'm trying to have an in-person interaction with you, but what you're trying to do is make a customer out of me because it's more beneficial for you to turn me into a customer and not have to rely on a man and have
Yep.
security and a lot of women have that now. But me as a man, it's obviously what do I want? I'm trying to slap your ass. I'm trying to play with your tits. Like I'm trying to treat you like a piece of meat. And they know it at this point. They know it.
Right.
They're like, you just want me as a fuck toy. So I want to get the money I'm gonna get. They want to get what they're getting paid for. Like you
yeah.
want to use
They can't
me?
even
Pay
explain
me.
what they really want though. Like they can't even explain what they really want because I think they're in a dilemma right now. Back in the early 2000s, I mean, you probably could attest this. What has really changed with this whole online epidemic? I mean, 2014 Tinder started to really pop off. So all through my 20s, I was relying on face-to-face interactions. Now this has become, the primary way that most men and women meet, which is fucking, I think, a big
Everything
issue for a lot of
changed.
young men.
Everything
Yeah.
changed with the internet. I mean, there
Mm,
used to be a point where, I had a chick in my car and I just had to buy her a 40, and it
Right.
was about, get a 40 for a chick. If I bought a 40 for a chick, that was me being generous. Like I was actually tricking, like by buying her a
Right.
40. Like, yeah, I gotta buy you anything? Why the fuck I gotta buy you anything for? You know what I'm saying? That was I had a fucked up mentality. Like I thought I was getting played by buying her a 40. Like I'm making a jerk out of myself. But the reality is that was a different time. Now, let me ask you a question. Okay, let's
So
keep it
hold on one
fucking.
second. When Luke was working with you, was this a while ago where he didn't even put you on to the whole online dating? Was that even a thing back when you worked with him, or?
See, I don't think Luke's thing is about online dating. I think no, Luke is all about with the online dating. His thing is about you have to make your Instagram look cool, like you're doing shit. He had an
Mm,
Instagram with his fat belly out, and he's standing in front of a
hmm.
cool monument, and this and I, bro, that's not getting you no pussy. You're a lying
Yeah.
fat
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
faggot. You're not getting no pussy with your fat
yeah.
fucking
Right.
belly. First of all, the dude dressed like a fucking schlep and he said he's getting money. Okay, let's keep it fucking
Right.
real. What Luke is good at doing is making money with whatever way he was making money, which might have been a hustle that had nothing to do with online dating or anything like that. It might have been some other
Yeah.
businesses or whatever. And I believe he paid. I believe he put money up. There's no fucking way that Luke is getting pussy for free because his fucking mouth game is so fucking good that he doesn't have to put up $1. See, that's the thing with a
Mm,
lot of this. Let me ask you a question. Okay, I want
yeah.
to ask you a question now. If you could get with a fucking okay, so this question could apply to either of you guys. Well, both of you can give an answer if you want. So basically, let's say you could get with a fucking 3 for free. You don't have to pay any money, but she's a 3. She doesn't have a real great butt. Her tits aren't all that. Her face is okay, but with your game, you can get it for free. You don't have to pay $1. to get with her. Okay, and that's what you can have in your fucking bed. Or you could give $500 to a chick that is fucking the hottest body ever and is a total dime. What would you choose?
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and
Well,
answer first.
yeah, go for
So
it.
I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna pay. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
go. I'm gonna
okay,
get the
so
one.
you
Go ahead.
well, you gave me the answer. What's your answer? The other he gave
I
me his
mean,
answer.
you're saying the best we could possibly pull in this scenario is a 3 without any money. That's the best we could pull at this point. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm keeping it real simple, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to know which one you're choosing. I gave you the choices, and
I
he
really
gave me
think I
his
would.
choice. What are you
You're
choosing?
saying that I really think I would go with the 3, man. I really
Yeah.
do. I've never been big on paying girls. I've never
Okay,
You're
fucking
not
did
gonna
that.
do it.
I did it like
okay.
once or twice.
Okay, so check it out. So it shows you the kind of guys you guys are. Okay, and it's those you know pickup guys that will never pay a chick and all that and blah 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 and of course I understand why that would be whack, but the reality is you would rather you would rather save $500 and not pay the bitch to have the dime piece that has the great ass that you can slap
Mm.
and tits you can suck and a beautiful face, and you're gonna subject yourself to a whack fucking 3 just to save money, and she might not even get your dick hard, but you're gonna be stuck with that garbage 3. But what another guy is doing, a guy who has money or doesn't care about spending his money, he's gonna be with the hot bitch. But what's the difference? You didn't pay anything, but you have garbage. And then he paid the 500, but he's chilling. So that's what guys like Dan Bilzerian and all these fucking rich guys, they're all getting the hot pussy while you're being stuck with the 3. I'm not saying you're being stuck with the 3 as you personally, because I just gave you guys a scenario. Maybe you get better
Right.
than 3s. So I'm just saying, in this scenario, a guy like you that could only get 3s is sticking with 3s, but the nigga that
Right.
hustles is getting the hot pussy, and that's how Bazarian works and all that. Now you might say, "Oh well, Bazarian's not giving 500 to this." Bazarian fucking wins $1 million poker fucking things. This guy's spending way more than 500 when he gets bitches to come hang around. Okay, he might be spending 500 maybe on just one plane flight for one chick to show up, but he's spending fucking 10,000 at a time, and that's why you see him getting all that pussy. Would he get all that pussy if he spent 0? If he was okay, now he's a very good looking person. People
Yeah, of
would
course.
say,
Yeah.
as far as in shape and
Of
da da
course.
da. So yeah, maybe he could bag a chick here and there, but to get the amount of bitches that he's getting on a regular basis, you're spending money, bro. You're spending money either on dinners, travel, clothes, something. You know why? Because if you're not doing it, some fucking other guy's gonna do it. So if
Many
he's
ways up
trying
the
to get,
mountain. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Necro. Like, there's many ways up the mountain. And there's many tools that are really fucking powerful, right? You can have really good money, and you can leverage that. You can have killer game, and you can
that's what they leverage, is what I'm saying.
fine. Yeah, and
Most
that's
of these
cool.
guys, for instance, I don't believe, it's very rare that you're gonna okay. And if you find a guy who's not paying a penny, like not paying a penny, it's because he is best friends with a Dan Bilzerian, and Dan Bilzerian has the whole setup, and his best friend's allowed to chill there. And of course, if you're in the room where Dan Bilzerian has 10 checks, you're going to be the man. Or if you're the guy who is bringing Dan Bilzerian all these women because you figured out a way to pimp women as an agent or something, and then that's how you get in. Sure, okay,
Yeah,
but
there's
I'm saying it, the amount of work you're going to put in is going to be a lot of fucking work. So
of
if
course.
you're getting shit for free, it's almost like you're working for it anyway,
Yeah,
and you have to be very lucky. You have to be friends with that. That was the whole fucking thing that Luke was So, you know,
We're
Luke's
big
all
on
about.
we're big on working volume. Like
Yeah.
the more numbers you play, it's absolutely a numbers game. Like I used to go to Soho like every fucking day, man. And it was like just I guess I had decent looks. I mean, according to some girls, and like I would just keep rolling the dice, playing the numbers, man. Walking right
Yeah,
up to
but
them.
how
And
many
just,
hours a day and how many days a week?
I would say 5 days a week, probably 2-3 hours a day,
So
something
think
like
about
that.
it.
I was
It's like all your energy is being invested in trying to get laid. How are you going to build a fucking business if you're spending so much fucking time trying to get pussy? You know what I'm saying?
well, that's
And
what we
his-
were doing for a living.
That was his goal.
We were getting paid for that was like that's what we were doing for a living. We were getting paid to do shit like that. Or I was taking guys out every weekend, you know, and they were paying me to go show them how to do it and fucking pick up girls and shit like that. So that's what I was doing. And I was also working for my father's business, which was customized basically for me to like go make up cash pickups in Brooklyn, Bronx, and all over the
Yeah.
boroughs. And it was conducive to hitting on as many girls as possible. My life was very much.
So it's a
You're
But
right.
setup.
how many
though.
of them?
You do
But
need
how
to-
many of
yeah.
them were tens that you're meeting in the street? Probably not tens, and you're not a lot of fucking.
There's a lot of hot
fives.
girls in Soho. Have you walked around? Yeah, I mean, I do have a low
Of
floor.
course,
That's
there's
the
a lot
difference.
of
But
hot girls, but
yeah,
those
yeah, I
girls
do have a low.
now, those girls
Are
nowadays, all have OnlyFans pages. If you go to
Right.
their Instagram, there's a fucking link. There's always a link. So you know it. Listen, man, I'm not saying you're not going to get on luck, but you know you're out constantly 5 days a week, 3 hours a day on Soho, kicking it to every fucking chick. You're going to be different than the average guy. That's for sure. Obviously,
course, for
because
sure.
you're out there. But the point is, how many people are going to have the fucking time to do what you're doing? You're the rare guy.
You're absolutely right, man. I was
You're
actually
the rare
I was
guy
very
at that
fortunate.
point.
That's why so many guys in this industry are now pushing that, like, okay, outsource it to me and I'll take care of your whole social media for you. Pay for like a VA, a virtual assistant, and I'll DM as many girls as possible. It's the same thing. They're
Well,
working
actually,
volume, but only
what I believe is a lot of guys now they just pay, man. One way or the other, you're paying. I'm not saying it has to be $500 transaction, but the crazy shit is a lot of these chicks, if you message them and mention that there's money to be made, they're there immediately.
So let me ask
So
you a
what do you
question
think
about
Dan
that.
Bilzerian tells chicks? You know what
Well-
I'm saying? Like they already know.
you want to be in
fucking
my
they're gonna
photo.
get money.
I don't know. Does he yeah, come be in my photo shoot or some shit. I don't know what his technique is. I really don't know what his
Either way,
strategy is.
the guy's putting money up because think
I'm sure
about
he
it.
is.
If he was putting no money up, it wouldn't be as fun for the girl because then she would come there and then she has to pay her own food. She has to pay her own travel to get there. Like everything's taken care of him, and so it's almost like he has it believed in his head that I'm not paying directly like a prostitute, but
Right.
you always pay like a prostitute. It's just different forms of paying them. If you have a girlfriend, she gets you to pay her rent. You have a girlfriend, you pay, yeah, because she's giving you the pussy, and then she's like, "Oh, I need my rent paid," and then you got to think, "Fuck, do I want to keep this pussy?" You know, because she's not going to stick with me giving me pussy. She's going to look for someone else to help pay her rent. I lost a girl because I wouldn't pay her rent with the most beautiful ass that I was, you know,
Yeah.
great girlfriend, but she was hinting to me that she wanted me to pay the rent, and I don't know, something was wrong. Something bothered me about that. I was just like, I don't want to pay no. I was thinking the same thing you're thinking in terms of
Yeah.
I'm not giving money,
Mm.
like I'm paying for it now. You know, I thought like in that, but now that I think about it, I should have fucking gave it $1,000 for the rent.
Yeah, but you
Because
have enough reference points, right, in your past that you fucked enough girls without having to drop a fucking dime, right? I mean, you have enough experience to see that it's not.
okay, yeah. Let's put it this way. I don't know what you're getting at, but yes, 99% of the pussy I've gotten in my life
Yeah,
was not paid for.
that's what I mean. So why you
But
think that every
now
guy has to
shit is
fucking pay
different
for it?
now. But now shit is different
Okay.
because they're all selling themselves. So now it comes down to: are you looking for women that aren't selling themselves and trying to find more natural, you know, like that. And, it depends, man. I don't know. You got to tell me what your game is because I
Sure.
don't really even know what your game is.
Let's talk about this then. So look, when it comes to the ways up the mountain, there's many ways you can play it. Yeah, you can lead with money and you can attract a certain type of person into your life, and then they will ask for you to pay their rent because that's part of the world that they're coming from, right? You can there's certainly a lot who are doing things like OnlyFans, and you can draw them into your life, and that's just part of their reality, right? Transactional relationships is a part and parcel of how they move through the world. Now, there's other mechanisms as well, though, right? You can have really good game. You can just be really good with women, and they can be drawn to you not for your money, not for your finances, but the way you make them feel, the emotions that you stimulate, and they can really respond to that. So that's one mechanism. You can go through and use a lot of different approaches to attracting women, but the interesting thing here is that there are a lot of guys who actually they just want to cut through the chase. They just want to lead with their wallet, so to speak.
Mhm.
In my opinion, from what I've seen, that will draw in a certain type of woman, and they are really receptive to like value and materialism and those sorts of things. And that's someone who is more likely to want to see you pay for things. The girls I've dated, they didn't ask me to pay for anything. Plenty of them were really attractive. Plenty of them were like, around here in Budapest, like the first week I got here, I was dating a girl who's like 5-time national athletics champion. She didn't
Well, you
want
see,
nothing.
we got to make one thing clear. You're in Budapest, Hungary. I'm in
Yeah,
New York City. Very
that's a
different.
that's a true point. You're right. Yeah, I
Very,
get.
very different. The
Yeah,
girls in New York City.
Location
Here's what
is
I
a big difference. Yeah, yeah.
that's a good point.
here's what I think. You'll have a girl from Budapest, Hungary, who will come to New York and become a piece of shit within 2 months. She'll turn and change from being
That's
someone who would have
fucking
been
true.
cool. Not
Right.
because the reason
I
is
understand what you're saying. I understand what you're
no,
saying.
because the reason is when they come to New York, they start getting hit on by 100 fucking guys,
Mm,
and their mentality changes to like, oh shit, I am hot shit now. You know what
I
I'm
understand.
saying?
I do.
New York makes a chick think that they're hot fucking shit.
Yeah,
Hungary will not gas women up. It's a different environment. So
it is a
women are
different
more
environment.
humble. Women
Yeah,
will be
That's
more humble in Hungary. Now here's the
yep.
thing. Me personally, I'm the sexist or whatever, right? That's
This
the way I rhyme and all that. I don't
yeah.
claim personally to be a great game guy. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I got game that I try to get. Listen, I can pull as much as anyone. I also get shitted on as much as
For
anyone.
sure.
I never claim that like I don't get shitted on. I get shitted on. Girls might think I'm old, fat, ugly. Okay, I have to come across the chick that likes what I'm about.
Well, run
Okay,
us
and as
through like
far
one of your interactions at a club. If you went out, or what is one of the primary ways you're actually meeting a girl outside of just like touring or something, or you locking eyes with the girl at like where is the primary hunting grounds for you?
mainly online at this point because
Man,
yeah, mainly online at this point.
mm. And this is the type of shit you're seeing is that you realize these girls are just all about fucking transactional and paying
Well,
them and stuff like
online is
that.
horrible. Online is
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
horrible. I
terrible.
mean,
that's what we found.
unless they come to me first. When
Right.
girls come to me first, it's always a good interaction because they're coming to me, and that means that they like you. And so
Yeah.
I don't. But like, yeah, I usually have a hard time getting the attention of chicks that don't know me, that I have to fucking prove myself to. Now, listen, something that this guy said. What's your name?
My name's Ravi.
Ravi. Okay, Ravi. You might just have a better personality than me. When it comes to girls, I'm not the fucking warmest person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I got to become comfortable with people. So like of course it matters if somebody's personality is just the nicest guy ever or something about them, then maybe they can pull more than someone else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, there's different tactics. I mean, if
Yep.
listen, here's what it comes down to. If you're able to get what you are happy with getting, plus remember you're in Hungary. I'm not
Yeah.
in Europe. In Europe, I get way more groupies in
Absolutely.
America.
Yeah.
I never really pulled girls in New York. I always pulled girls in Canada is a hotbed. Women are just down on some groupie
Really?
shit. And then Europe, you know, is always good. But you know, listen, can we agree
What
on
about
one
the South
thing?
America thing? Have you tried South
I've never been
America?
to South America, but I heard
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah,
it's
I heard
crazy over there. And yeah.
Yeah.
But look. In the end of the day, it comes down to the work you put in. I mean,
Of
if you're
course.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. We agree with
if
that.
you're like you said, a numbers game. If you're
Yeah.
willing to put the work in, you know, you're gonna get. And you know, you have to obviously take care of yourself and look good and you know you know, I mean, like it's all relative to each person. Each person, you know what I'm saying? It depends what you're doing. You know what I mean? I don't
Cool.
believe rapper. Listen, I heard Eminem. All he gets is strippers. Like he can't get a normal girl because of who he is. So he can't meet any normal women. So he just basically gets with strippers, and he's kind of cursed in that department because of course they want his money, right? I mean, so like think about
That's why we
it.
want
Like,
we're here to break a lot of these myths. Like that's why we wanted you to have come on the show and shit, because a lot of people think that automatically if you have a level of fame, you're gonna be, you know, it has its pros and cons, as you could see. There was another
it all
professional
depends how
basketball
hot
player.
you are at the time. It all depends. Listen, from what I hear, Leonardo can bang any chick anytime because he's Leonardo. They're just on his dick. Okay, I mean, he's one dude. You know what I mean? And you know, it also depends the situation you're in. You know where you're at. You know, it's location. It's like Dan
Location.
Bilzerian talked about the setup. It's how you
Yep.
set shit up. Like if I set shit up that I'm the one running the club, you know, whatever club it might be. If I'm just running it as a host, I already am getting bitches because I have that power. But if I'm some schmuck that got to wait on the line and go into a club and have to talk to women, you know, and I could get kicked out by the bouncers, you know, it's what it could be anything at that point. I could leave, you know, and then you got to have a really thick skin because every chick might be an asshole to you, and you know, there's many different, you know. Let's put it this way: what I realized when I dealt with game guys is everyone thinks they're the shit and they're great at game, and then a lot of times I would see what the guys are pulling, and I would be like, nah, nigga. Like one of my boys was like, oh, he pulls, and he was pulling garbage. So
As it
like,
gets later, this is my thing. As it gets later into the night, as it's getting closer to 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still fucking batting out, I think that's when the floor gets even fucking lower. If I'm really, if I'm thirsty at that point.
No, but I'm just saying, like dudes that were like even teachers. I was friends with this one teacher, and he used to get mad at me, and I was like, "Can I see the face of the girl that you bagged?" And then like it wasn't all that, and I'm just like, I'm not going out of my fucking mind. I'd rather jerk off than get with a fucking five. See, some guys you'll get with the dog.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't got the patience. Like, I'm going for fucking dimes. And if I can't get dimes, then I'm going to just wait until I get one. But, you know, other guys, they just like this teacher friend of mine, he was just getting sixes and fives and sixes. And I'm just like, man, I don't have the energy for busted bitches. You know what I mean? It's like, and I get like chicks that message me, and some of them are not hot or not really that level. And I have no interest for them. But everyone's different. You know, for all we know, Ravi might be fucking fat chicks.
For sure,
there's
man.
been some
that
of
might
them.
be a thing.
Man, there's a variety. It's a lifestyle choice at the end of the day, right? If I'm committed to doing the work that I need to do, and because I do the work and I go out there and hustle, then I get outcomes. You know, it's inevitable. If you do enough numbers, if you press the buttons enough, then you can create what you're looking for. And the good thing is though, right, there's a lot of variables here. I can go to different locations. The way I set things up, I was in New York not too long ago, pulled there, met a great girl. Then I came over here again, and then again, it's been fun times here, and then I'll go to the next
If you are
location.
happy, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man.
if listen, in the end of the day, what I realized is beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So
Pretty much.
For sure.
Pretty much.
whatever you get, like I could bag a chick, you might not think she's good looking, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So, you know,
Yeah.
Some guys
but
hate
you know,
black women. Some people don't. Like if there was a average black woman, average white woman, I would tend to lean black for some reason. But other guys would really. So it depends. I think
I
most
like black
women
chicks,
range between
but
like
yeah,
yeah.
I like
I
black
think they
chicks,
range from like
but I
5 to
don't
7.
like the real ghetto ones. Like I don't, you know, like
Yeah, me
I'm
neither.
talking like Fuji. What's her fucking name? Sukiyama. I don't really want a black chick like that. But if we're
A
talking like
sexy
a
red,
black chick,
sexy.
yeah, I heard
What's
of that bitch. But if
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking like a Kerry Washington type, you know what I mean? Chicks like that that are more
yeah.
classy, that carry themselves well, I fucks with that. To me, I don't really care about color. It's like I kind of like all flavors, but it's like, you
Same.
know, it's how's your attitude, really? You know what I mean? I
Exactly,
fuck
man.
with I fuck with Indian
Yeah,
chicks
for sure.
too. I don't care if
Yeah.
Asian chicks, whatever, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bottom line, you can see beautiful chicks online from every ethnicity that are
Yeah.
banging.
Yep.
And then you can
Oh, yeah.
see fat chicks from every fucking kind that are busted. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I think
My
one
best
thing you
girlfriend
can
by far was an African chick. She was with me for 3 years, but
okay.
this girl, she was from Africa, good household, good parents. I was like confused at first because I was used to all these fucking toxic relationships, but I was like always looking for a way to kind of get rid of this girl, but she did nothing to give me a case to be like, all right, I had enough of this girl. She just kept coming around, kept like just being with me, just to hang out with me, never low maintenance. She was young, so still learning, and she like looked up to me because I had just experience and shit. But she was by far maybe not the hottest girl I ever been with, but she was hot enough where I just kept hanging out with her, and sooner or later she kind of just organically became my girlfriend, and she was fucking hot, man. I mean, it was just, but I think that's rare. I really do. I think that's like a unicorn, that type of girl.
What happened to her?
I ended up moving to Florida. My father went out of business and I came down with my family, and I didn't want to do the long distance thing. We tried it for like a month, and I personally think you need to be kind of like around the girl physically for I'm not a big believer in this long distance relationship stuff at all.
So where do you go to game? Do you have
Well,
a fucking
right
do
now
you, do
it's
you
been
go to
fucking hell.
clubs?
Right now it's been hell for me, man. Ever since leaving New York, I got to be honest with you, it's been a fucking nightmare. I don't feel at home. I feel unsettled here. I'm a New Yorker through and through, man. 29 years, and it was like
And you're in Florida?
it. Yeah, it fucking blows. I'm in Central Florida. I'm in Orlando. It's night
Let
and
me
day,
ask you
man.
let me
The
ask you a
fucking people
question.
suck dick down here.
Let me ask you a
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
So, aren't there places like those Hooters type joints that have those hot girls that are like the servers? Do they have
Yeah,
places like
yep.
that out there?
Yeah, last night I actually stopped and got a drink at Twin Peaks. It's like kind of like a higher end
I
Hooters a
know what
little
it
bit.
is.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so what?
So I've
How do those
gotten a few
girls look in
numbers out.
person? How do those
No,
girls
they're
look
pretty.
in person?
They're pretty cute. They're pretty cute. It seems like a lot of people in Orlando are like settled down. There's a lot of like relationships here. I don't know. Well, think about it. To put things in perspective, Manhattan, there's 1.6 million people. In fucking Brooklyn, there's 2. I think 6. In all of Orlando, there's 300,000 people. It's a big difference going from.
Oh,
I'm
so
being
you
spoiled by
think
living
those
in.
girls? You're saying a lot of those girls already have boyfriends? You saying?
There's a lot of girls I encounter that have boyfriends. There's a shit ton of fucking either,
Have you
even if they're
tried? Have
shitty
you tried with
relationships,
them?
they're always like, I have a boyfriend. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, man. And one of the girls I was involved with right away when I got down here was this one chick who was cheating on her boyfriend that she was living with. So girls are willing to do that. And it's kind of just, it is kind of fucking disgusting. I've been with a lot of girls with boyfriends and shit. And they're just
Yeah,
confused,
man. I
man.
mean,
It's kind of,
it's tough. It depends on location, and you know
Yeah.
that's why I was making a point about money and guys like Bozarian and rich guys because they just make it known, man. Like they're paying one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm paying for the travel, I'm paying for the hotel, I'm paying for this. It's no fucking difference than paying $500 for your pussy, bitch. I mean that's how I look at it. Like
yeah.
if let's say you like a girl that's on Instagram, you know, and you're Bulgarian. I say Bulgarian because he's an example of a guy with let's say a lot of money to fucking give away, right? It's like, so, yo, I'll pick you up on my private jet. You know, I'll pay for the plane. I'll cover this. I'll cover that. They're gonna go and they're gonna meet you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to spend a whole fucking night in the club. You know what I mean? Trying to get with a chick.
Yeah.
But that's the way I view shit. You know what I'm saying? I have a warped view. You know, you guys seem like the guys that are like literally going out and doing day game. You know what I mean? Spending 3 hours doing day game, and you know, I would love to see your results. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. Once I'm in New York,
like,
I would love to hook up. I would love, yeah. We'll go out in New York once. I'm moving back at the end of the month. I'm going to go back anyway. I've had enough of this state, man. Maybe South Florida is a little bit different, but anywhere outside of like fucking South Florida, Florida sucks, dude. And the people they're fucking. I know New Yorkers have a bad rep for like attitudes, but you know what? When there's so many people in such a close proximity of each other, you're forced to be more extroverted. You got to be prepared of the guy selling hot dogs. You got to be aware of more people. In Florida, they're scared. They're definitely more scared with my approach. I was just escorted out of the Millennium Mall by security for talking to a girl. Like, it's time for you to get out of here, man. I swear to God, dude, we're living in some weird times.
That's another fucking thing. It's like
I was surrounded by security, and they walked me out. It's like, it's time for you to go, man.
You
I know they're
understand why I'm
me.
so jaded. You have to understand why I'm so jaded, because we're at the point where I brought up RSD to you, and your response to me was like, "Yeah, they had people coming at them, and women, and feminists, and like we're at the fucking point where a man can't be a fucking man. You're considered harassing, walking up to a chick trying to get her, and it's like, I feel that too, man. I felt like, especially in New York, man, it's like girls act like they're annoyed you're talking to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I can only speak for myself. I mean, I've had people say I look really scary, because I'm 6 foot and I dress all in black. And it's like, oh, girls can't handle this big scary guy coming up, to them to say, hi, how you doing? You know what I mean? Or whatever. It's like, I'm usually very
that's the
nice.
thing. That's the thing. If we could get more people to be doing this, the more normalized it will become. But that's the thing. There's a lot of peer pressure to just fucking stay in your lane, leave people alone, don't say a word to anybody, don't talk to strangers, and then you become like this guy who's fucking profiled, and it's like, what are you doing?
Well, that's society now. That's it. Look, I mean, let's put it this way, man. Respectfully, if RSD had to leave the fucking internet, it's not going to turn to the point where it's going to become normal for us to walk up to chicks, because those guys were putting their all into shit, top-notch videos, a video every day, constant views. They were doing parties, everything, and they got fucking wiped off the map. And to me, I didn't think they did anything wrong. I never saw them abuse women. So that just shows you, man, like women are fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Well, look at a guy like Mystery too. He kind of dropped off the face of the earth too. He was popping in the early 2000s, and now he's doing shit. Like him and his whole company. I think it's Ravi. Help me out here. What's the name of his company or something?
Venusian Arts.
Yeah, Venusian Arts. Right.
It's not popular to like women and fucking step to women. It's very that's I was shocked when I saw you had a channel and you were actually showing you walk up to women, because I was like, YouTube is fucked up with that now. YouTube, if they think that you're harassing women, or somebody even taps the report button, harassment of women, your video is going to get flagged or shadow banned. And it's like, we're at the point where I think it's gotten to a point that anybody that tries to bag chicks has realized that you can't do it in public. Like obviously you should do day game. You know what I mean? I support that. I mean, if you're outside anywhere and you see a woman you like, you should go up to her and try to bag her. I mean, what's the alternative? Her walking by? No, obviously you try to bag her. But us trying to film it and show the world and all that, it seems like it gets demonized. It gets demonized by everyone. It could be someone who's a fan of yours, and he's going to write, you're going to get in trouble. I see how even the people who are liking the content almost are predicting that you're gonna fucking fail, and it's honestly it's disheartening. You know what I'm saying? But I respect game and pickup. I actually wrote 86 measures of game. I don't know if you heard it, but I wrote that in like 2004, and that actually was after reading the game book and those things. And I just wrote my own version, and I don't know if it's fucking perfectly on point, the song, but it's just me basically talking shit about women and, you know, saying different things or whatever. But, you know, the reason I bring up the theme of paying now is because I see that, like, you get guys like Dan Bilzerian who say he doesn't pay, but he's paying.
He never admitted to. I thought he did admit to it.
No,
actually.
he says, I hate the idea of paying for a prostitute. But then he goes and wins $1 million fucking poker games and pays all these women $5,000 to be here, $5,000 to be here. So you're telling me you pay a woman $5,000, and then if you try to hit on her and suggest that she should fuck you, and that she's probably gonna fuck you, and you're gonna tell yourself, I didn't pay for it. I just gave her $5,000 to be the poker girl. I mean, my point is, yes, you're not paying her particularly. Here's $500 to fuck you. I'm giving you $5,000 to be my ring girl, but then you're her employer. At that point, you're the guy who just paid our fucking rent. So it's going to be a lot easier after you giving a girl 5 G's to suggest that she comes and has breakfast with you after, and then for her to come back to your hotel and chill. She's probably going to be more cool about it.
It's also about the clout now. So some girls just want the clout. Like, for example, tomorrow night we have a girl coming on the show from Instagram. I sent her a message. She was on some other dating podcast. She didn't ask for money, but tomorrow night we're going to get on the show and see how that goes. But like for instance, like your boy Ravi said, he doesn't pay and he's just doing what he's doing, and because she might like him or whatever. But what competition are you for Dan Bilzerian? Or 100 other guys who have fucking a lot of money to burn. Yeah. What competition are you going to be when you call her and you're this nice guy, but you're not paying nothing? And you want her to come hang. Yeah, and this other guy is like, come to the club tonight. I'm putting up 2,000 for bottles and da-da-da. Is she going to choose you over him? I don't know.
There's enough who I can appeal to that I don't have to compete with Dan Bilzerian. I don't have to compete with, maybe I've got absolutely zero shot of competing with Dan Bilzerian, and that's fine for me, because I can find those who are just going to resonate with me and want to be with me and have a good time with me.
Is that how you feel? I know how that's how you feel, Ravi. But what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Brian, or I go in the pickup community. Yeah, or pickup community.
Brian,
I go by
do
Scotty.
You feel the same way he feels?
There's enough pool of women out there that we don't have to worry about the Dan Bilzerian girls that's going to select him over
Dan Bilzerian is an example. Dan Bilzerian is an example. I'm talking about any guy that's
is she always going to go for a guy with money who offers her something? Yeah, that he's going to pay for something. I don't think it's a. No, I mean, I've had girls turn other athletes down and shit like that for me just because they want. They're like, this guy's a fucking lame. I used to have this one friend, and he was a big dealer in my area, and he was like always around my girl or girls I was dating, and he was like coming off like a fucking weirdo because he was always leading with, oh, I got this, I got my fucking Benz, I got to do this, but he was inwardly a coward. He was afraid. So they would rather be around someone who's fucking cool and that's giving them those feelings. That's the end of the day, man. Like, if you're leading with your fucking money, it shows. Girls can read us so good. They're like fucking. They've been doing this since elementary school, really. Well, reading guys.
Just for the record, I don't lead with my money or anything, but I'm saying my view of game is that a lot of it is turning into that. Me personally, just for the record, for the interview you were reading, I am the type of person that I feel a chick has to want to hang out with me for me.
Exactly.
I've never been a type that's going to pay you to do shit or anything. That's why I lost my girlfriend, because I the one that I had, I'd gotten her from online. I'm more, like, I'll pay for dinner or something, like if we're going to eat. But I'm saying, like, it's more you want to come hang with me shit. But it just seems more and more that these chicks are more money based. Now remember, I'm talking about hot chicks, man. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about so chicks. I get it. There's chicks that are 5s and 6s, and then there's 10s. Maybe I'm just fucking,
No, there's more and more of it, Matt, for sure. And I think there's
Yeah.
a window, there's more opportunity now that there is people like that because, you know,
Well, what's my
there's
point? What's my point? Because you might ask me, well, Necro, what's your fucking point? You keep saying what you said. My point is, I believe you have to make yourself better.
Yeah.
And I believe
sure.
as part of it, become the Dan Bilzerian guy then. And I'm only using Dan as an example because there's only one Dan. But there's all these kind of people that,
Yep.
have things they can throw around that regular people, or a lot of people don't have. And so my thing is become rich, get in shape, just anything that makes yourself better so that you can be more appealing. Because I mean, I guess that's always been what the game thing is about. You want to
Yes.
constantly be on your purpose anyway,
Exactly.
but
Yes.
I think more than ever you need to be on it. But definitely for me, because my personality, I'm great with people that already like me because they know what I'm about. I'm not good with people that don't fucking know me because their attitude from jump is like, who the fuck are you? So my attitude is like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? They're already coming
Well,
at
for
me like
example,
I'm nobody.
yeah, but for example, you must get some looks out there. Like that's the thing. Like you could turn a cold approach into a warm approach just by girls checking you out. I've had some girls, if I just walk up, they'll be like, "Oh wow, you have really nice teeth," or they'll actually compliment me. If you like present. So it's turning a stranger into like a warm approach, whether you start to get to know her. And yes, you could have status even on a low
Well, I'm more
scale.
introverted. I don't know. Are you an extrovert? I'm an
I
introvert. So
I think I became one more and more. I was always a shy kid, but I started
I
to
have a
just
feeling your boy Ravi, he's an extrovert. Am I
yeah,
right?
for sure. He is,
So
Okay.
absolutely.
I like being around people for sure.
Okay. So I'm an introvert. So yeah, I've heard, if you're an introvert, well, shut up, become an extrovert then. Well, that's a lot of what it is for me. I got to force myself to be in the zone that
Yeah.
maybe you guys feel more comfortable in. I'm not that comfortable. I'm more comfortable in a fucking club where I'm running shit and I'm the headliner and I have all the power. I don't feel as comfortable in just some fucking bar where I'm nobody and there's all these guys I got to compete with to try to get some bitch's attention. Then it becomes like it feels whack. You know what I mean? And that's that's part of the curse of being famous in your little fucking world, because you get comfortable with people giving it to you for fame. I got a lot of
Mm.
pussy off of being Necro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
More than I got off game.
Yeah, for sure.
I
That's
learned
interesting.
game because I wanted to get the pussy with all the bitches that didn't respect Necro, that just see me as Ron from Brooklyn and I'm just some
Yep.
guy. Because to them, I'm going to get compared to the guy with huge muscles. I'm going to get compared to the guy wearing the fucking suit. I'm wearing, hip hop gear. So they're not looking at it like, oh, that's a rapper. He's dope. They're like, oh, why is this fucking man dressing like a kid? They don't understand, and
Yeah.
it was, you know, it's
That's
different
how I
perspectives.
started out, bro. Yeah, that's how I started out. I competed in bodybuilding, and that's how I kind of got into this scene. But I realized even in that fucking grimy industry, like they all fucking knew each other. It was a very small little community. And I was shy, but I would still get the occasional girl who would be like, "Oh, who are you?" And like she just made it really easy like that. But I was like, "Damn, if I
Yeah.
really got good at game or like learn this shit, I could then I won't have to rely on my little niche or my little bodybuilding or work." A lot of guys, I think they did an interview. Most couples meet whether it's through work or through social circle. If I introduce this girl to you, and then I think down
See,
below
that's
is online dating.
okay. So I just want to run in there because you mentioned social circle. That's why I hired Luke. Okay,
Yeah,
I hired Luke because he was pushing this social circle fucking thing and claiming that it's the most powerful thing ever. And I couldn't figure out how to get a proper social circle in New York, the one that could work for me. You know, so I was trying to come up with a blueprint. Well, how do we create this social circle, you know, in a way where I don't have to live 5 blocks from the club or without having to pay money? You know what I'm saying? I had all these questions. You know, I was respecting him as how he was presenting himself as a guru of social circle. As it turned out, I didn't really get to where I needed to get to. Really what I learned is you got to create your own social circle, and it's not easy. It's very hard to create your own social circle. But yeah, if you have but coming back to social circle, if you have a social circle, that's a great fucking thing, because then you can be yourself when you're amongst the social circle. It's more of something, because you're building it. But the social circle definitely intrigues me. You know, the whole idea of creating your whole social circle and it becoming. I mean, I've been working on that myself now with my boy. I have my homie, and you know, we were trying to figure it out. But I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not as. Maybe the reason why I'm not as smart as these other people seem is because I have all this time I got to invest into hip hop. You know, writing raps, fans, dealing with merchandise, making beats. So it's like, do I really have the time to invest all this time into making myself? I got to go to the gym. You know, that's where I've had a problem. Like, how do I fucking make my game better and do everything else I'm trying to do? I've always found that to be a problem. That's what I was looking for.
It is tough. That is really tough.
To give me a blueprint on how I can do everything I'm doing, but create this master social circle. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know, he wasn't able to help me. You know, and you know, I resented it. But now, if we come full circle in the interview, maybe he tried. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe he wasn't so bad. You know, but you know, like, listen, I bought almost all the RSD fucking things. I bought the Max ones, the ones from Owen. I couldn't get them to really, you know, listen, with game, I'm not bad, but I'm not great. Do you know what I'm saying? You know who I like?
For sure.
You know who I like? Alpha Male Strategies. What do you think of that guy?
Okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
I like how he's real blunt and you know, and you know, I just like what he says. He says good things.
That's what I mean. Like, I think if you were to reach out to someone now, I don't know how long ago this was with RSD or whatever, but a lot of guys now, we've had a few of them on the show. They're kind of really pushing hard, outsourcing this shit. And they're saying, if you're too busy with hip hop, we'll basically do all your DMs and have your dates lined up. You know, they're basically doing all the work, but you're basically using the internet.
Check this out. I tried to do that. I was willing to pay to have someone. I'm such a sick fuck. Understand how sick I am with game. I tried numerous times to hire people that would go into the street in representation of me and go, hey, how you doing? Have you ever heard of the rapper Necro? Do you want to meet him? Let's plan this. Let's do it. And I was going to pay them as a salary. But I could not find the right people that were willing to sacrifice their time to go get me pussy.
Dude, I would be more than fucking happy to do it for you, man. I'm serious. The funny thing is,
I had this one guy when I worked first company. Honestly, though, what would you? Honestly,
because that's what it is.
What would you gain? What would you gain if you were not
fucking do it?
Now, here's the thing: if you were getting bitches with me, that's cool. But what would you gain by doing it if you weren't also getting some?
No, but I would be getting some in the meantime. Obviously, that would be inevitable.
Okay, so you're saying it from a goon perspective. If you were in New York, you would be down with the program
for sure
to definitely put some work in. Okay, but that's only understand
Dude, I've
something.
actually done it. I've went to these Jewish festivals. There was a Jewish guy, and he
Yeah.
had paid a bunch of coaches to go out at these like Jewish ceremony things or whatever they are and get as many numbers in representation of them. Be like, yo, I want you to meet my friend. He's a fucking great guy.
Yeah.
Take us. And all he wanted was a ton of numbers. I don't know if any of them really converted, but we did the job and we gave him like, he probably had 20 numbers by the end of it. But it was, you know, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think we can fucking do it for sure.
Yeah, you never know because I mean, you know, here's the thing. For me, it's not that I'm against going out. I've went out my whole life, but it gets to a point where it's like I would rather be focusing on making beats and then fucking have the girls get scooped, and then when I'm done making my shit, end the night hanging with the chicks and not having to put all that work into finding them. That was my problem, and it kind of seemed like it's one of those things that you can't have both worlds. Like you want to hang with the chicks, you need to go put the work in because nobody's going to do it. I mean, here's the reality. If you were to do that for me, that would only be, you would have to really respect Necro. Like, yo, I fucks with Necro musically because no one else I had spoken to felt that way about me. And so I had offered money. Like, listen, I'm going to pay you like a salary.
I rock you.
No,
yeah,
do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure, man. I rock your shit like every fucking day, man.
Oh, so check this out. I had offered people that like go. I want you to go to Brighton Beach. I want you to go to Coney Island, and I want you to step the chicks and let's promote hanging with Necro, and we'll do like a party and you know make it like a fucking thing. Because honestly,
like a
what do people do?
Thing.
Yeah, I mean, what do people do when they're fucking, you know, let's say rappers that are bigger than me? I mean, listen, they might walk around the city during the day, but the fact is the promoter is walking around and he's like, yo, we're going to have Redman here later tonight, you know? And then girls are like, oh, okay. You'll get me in for free. And I don't know if he gets groupies, but I'm using him as an example. You know what I'm saying? There's always some kind of work and process put in to bagging. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, hey, listen, if you come back to New York, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I'm always.
I would love to, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm absolutely a little rusty right now because I'm not doing as many like cold approaches as I used to back in the day. But dude, I was just with Ravi in New York probably like a month ago, and I was fucking killing it, man. I slept with 2 girls back-to-back nights, and these girls were definitely 7 and above. They weren't perfect dimes, but one of them was close.
There ain't nothing wrong with rust.
Yeah. I have a little rust too, but I'm telling you, man, once I'm back in the flow, because I'm a humble guy, I guess, in a way, but I was fucking killing it at one point, dude. I would tell you, man, I'm a machine gun out there. I'm a Tommy. I could just fucking,
If you put the work in, you know what I'm saying? Of course, bottom line, anybody who puts the work in the game, like you said, I'm aware. It's a numbers game. Bro, I don't know if it's still on my phone. I have an app that every time you go out and you step to a girl, you listen. I think it's the approach app. And I used it fucking.
Really? I didn't even know about that, dude.
Bro, I did not like 100 girls in my area, and I got dissed by 100 fucking chicks, bro, in a row. And I was
really?
Like,
you did the 100 approach test?
Yeah, because it was all these Russian snotty girls, and because I'm the area I was in at the time, and it's just like. It's weird. I can admit, I don't have any shame. I can admit that when I'm doing good, I bag.
Yep.
But bro, I've been dissed 100 times in a row. Chicks don't give a fuck. There's certain women that don't fucking care. They're not trying to hear your shit. And remember, we're in New York City, man. New York is very cold. It's not like fucking.
Well, recently, some guy flew me out to Koreatown. Right, he paid a pretty big fee. Even Robbie knows this guy, and I got to be honest, dude. I was in Cali. He flew me out to Cali, and to work with him one-on-one. He was a virgin, it was Cali's dope. Great. And but listen, this guy was going. He just wanted Korean women. He took me to some Korean nightclubs, and I was basically invisible. So you're right. Some girls, you just do not fit. They literally wouldn't even look at
girls.
Korean women do not even look at me. I was sitting there
Really?
with the bouncer just smiling
Really?
and
I
fucking
would
laughing.
think that
So I'm
because
like,
you're
this
the
is a
opposite.
wrap.
I would think because you're the opposite,
No,
they might fuck with you, like on some. Well,
no,
what's
it
your
was a
background?
nightmare, dude. No,
What's your background?
I'm Italian and Irish.
Italian Irish. Oh, so
Italian and Irish, yeah.
they didn't like a white boy. Okay, interesting. I didn't.
Ah, they
I
weren't.
had no idea
Nah.
that it would
But
be
listen,
like that.
the Asian women who do, if they, yeah, because if Asian women are looking for white boys and like white boys,
Yeah.
they will be going to more clubs that are more like mixed. Yeah.
Right.
It's so
Right. Okay.
segregated there. I think it's even more segregated there than fucking, yeah, that was the key. They wouldn't even look at a white boy at that point. And this guy was getting more girls than me. So it doesn't matter who's better and who's worse. They were fitting his mold. Like if you
Have you ever
shape
went to
yourself to
Colombian clubs?
like target.
Have you ever went to Colombian or like?
No, I've never gone to South America. Oh, you mean
No,
you
I'm
mean in
saying
US,
like
right?
in United States. I'm saying. I always wanted
Colombian
to go
women.
to Colombian clubs, but I
Yeah.
was just I just never did it. I'm curious how they would react to someone like me there. Maybe they would think I'm Spanish. Maybe who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
But,
Yeah.
but I can't speak Spanish, so I wouldn't be able to talk anything to them like that. But yeah, I mean, listen, I think game is awesome. I'm definitely the type of guy who's a variety type. I will always be. I think I'll
Yeah.
be an old man, and I'm like,
Mm,
I don't understand how a guy could be with the same woman for 10 years.
mm.
I don't understand. I would think that the same pussy for 10 years, it becomes like, I don't know, like boring. It's boring. It's not like the same
Sure.
pussy.
Yeah.
I know people who've been with the same woman for 15 years, and I don't understand. I'm just not that type of guy. I'm the type of guy, but I do want to have kids. You know what I'm saying? I do want to have. You know what's funny? I want to have kids more than I want to have the marriage.
Ah, yeah.
I want to have a kid, but like it's not that I don't want to be with a woman in my crib and all that, but like, it would have to really be a fucking perfect chick, man. You know what I mean? Like that chick that you're gonna spend the next 20 years with. It's like it's got to really be fucking dope. But like,
Yeah, but a lot of guys now, I guarantee you, if they had their choice, they would obviously take some side chicks along the way, like to just do what they got to do on the side. If they, I don't know if I necessarily believe in monogamy. It's tough, man. I mean, there's more and more.
Well, that's the thing. The perfect fucking situation is to not have monogamy, to be able to work it out with the chick, maybe with a bisexual girlfriend or someone that's down for you to explore, and then you work it out with her where it's like, listen, I'm gonna fucking I listen, I'm not on some corny Adam 22 shit. Like, I'm not trying to let my chick fuck other dudes, but like, there's got to be some kind of compromise. You could work out with her, maybe. Like, listen, it's got to be like this and this. I'm not going to be stuck with just you. But like women, they don't want to hear that though. That's the only tough thing. Pardon me.
I mean, I've always kind of kept it on the DL. Like, yes, I spent more time with the girl, so I was putting in less work. But like, if I had the opportunity coaching a guy and I had to take it, that's part of my fucking job. And I kind of explain that to these women. There's one girl that I actually am kind of talking to in New York, and she understands what I do for a living, and she's kind of cool with it, man. She's like, all right, you just do what you do, just don't let me know about it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so,
yeah, I've had chicks
that
dump me. I've had chicks that dump me because of Necro. Like, they see that like other girls are interested, even if I'm not doing anything with the girl. They just seeing that other girls are fond of me ruins it for them, because they're like, they start thinking, I can't rely on him. He's not going to be loyal to me. And bro, I never cheated on any of these chicks, and they dumped me. And it was like, so kind of taught me a lesson, like, fuck, if I'm going to do this Necro shit, it means I got to tour, I got to do this. It's like these chicks don't want to be loyal to me because they think I'm not going to be loyal to them. But honestly, I like variety anyway. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person that I mean, listen, if the chick is fucking banging, I'm able to stay loyal to the one chick for definitely a long time without needing other chicks. But yeah, definitely the spice of life is definitely being able to share women with the chick, and like a bisexual chick is definitely, I think, much better than a non-bisexual chick. I don't
Well,
know
listen,
though.
here's the
Everything
as
is
much as I hate online dating, and we're not for it really that much, but like I think the women too are really they're living like men, meaning like they love
they
fucking
are.
variety too. Yeah,
Yep.
they love, and I think that's what online dating has done. It has made the woman into more of the dude. She like going.
Oh yeah.
I had one girl recently tell me she's a serial dater. She could have a fucking new date lined up every night from Tinder or one of these dating sites. It's fucking crazy, man. We're living in some
Yep.
weird fucking times.
Listen, I love women. I'm not a woman hater. I'm not in any way a misogynist, even though I've been called that many times. But I think fucking women are fucking crazy. They're scumbags. But I don't hate them. I just think their mentality, the way they think, you know what I'm saying? They're very emotional. They're very quick to diss you for another person. If they think they
Yep.
could get something better than you, they'll shit
Oh
on
yeah.
you in a second if they can get something better. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the
And
thing,
of
like
course,
women could either bring you down, fucking they've done it to a lot of celebrities and shit like that. They can bring you down so quick, or they could be like a great compliment to your life. But you're right, there's really no middle ground. It's either they're fucking destroyed your life, or there's this girl's like the apple of your eye and she just compliments everything you do. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's tricky, man. It's real
well,
tricky out there.
you got to be careful. I've seen nothing but women create problems for men in the famous light. You see women constantly divorcing and then getting fucking half and getting and half of something they never fucking invested in. Just getting half because they were the wife. Or a
Well, look at that
lot of
whole
this.
Jonah Hill thing. Like you,
Oh, that was crazy. But I mean, what do you think of
yeah,
Ron
that's
Jeremy?
fucking crazy.
Do you think Ron Jeremy deserved to be in prison? He's in jail right now as we speak. Ron
Jesus
Jeremy.
Christ.
You know who
Jesus
that is?
Christ. Yeah, the guy you did a music video with, right? That was,
But,
yeah,
but
the
I'm
porn
saying,
star, ex-porn
you
star.
you
Yeah,
realize who he is? The legend of porn. He's a fucking male porn legend.
yeah,
Like
he is.
very, and he got put in prison. He's in prison. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't foul. I mean, you never know, right? I mean, we don't really know, but there's so many of these guys now that like pretty much all of our heroes. Russell Simmons, fucking Bill Cosby,
It's pretty crazy, man. P.
like
Diddy,
anyone who's a
Puff Daddy, or
hero.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't consider Puff Daddy a hero, but yeah, he can be in the realm of like of what we could consider an icon. It seems like all these
Yeah,
icons
an icon. Yeah, yeah,
get called out by women. They all get called out, and it's
yeah.
always like 20 years later. It's always for something that happened 10 years ago. So it's
This
like,
guy, what's his face? Tate. That guy Andrew. That guy Andrew Tate. It's happening to a lot of fucking
what do you
people
think of
more and
Andrew
more. I'm
Tate?
sure.
What do you think of Andrew Tate?
He might be going away for a long. He might be going away for a long fucking time. I mean,
You
I
think
think
you think
generally his
Andrew
message
Tate's
was
gonna
all
get
right for
convicted?
younger. Man, I don't. Haven't followed the case that, but I do think there's a lot of evidence against him. I do think there's a chance he's going to be doing some time. It's pretty weird, man. I don't know, Robbie. What do you think about that? I mean,
Well, what do you
you
think of
think he?
him as in general?
Yeah. So like in general, like I think encouraging people to work hard, apply themselves, like go out and make themselves into something is very fucking good advice, right? Telling people to build up their mind, build up their body. This is really good shit. Now, does he say some things I disagree with, think that are a bit insane? Yeah. Like is his mentality of like how hard he pushes himself a little bit extreme? Yeah, I think it can be. But I also think there's a lot there that I admire, and I think he's a very intelligent person, very fucking capable, accomplished a lot in his life. He's achieved a hell of a lot. He's like a world champion, kickboxer, very wealthy, very successful. He's built businesses. So there's a lot that's really cool about him. Me and my friends will talk about him.
I liked Andrew Tate for everything
Yeah,
you said that you liked about him. I also liked Andrew Tate for all the positive and all the shit and all that. Yes, I agree with you on that. Definitely, I feel that Andrew Tate on that realm, he's very good. As far as this whole, jail shit and rape shit, that is crazy. Just the fact that you're even, I think he's a schmuck. I think he's a schmuck because he was saying how awesome Romania was. Oh,
Right.
Romania's so great. And then Romania fucking made an asshole out of him.
Yeah.
Put him in fucking jail.
Yeah.
So
Right. He was
he kind of
shitting
got
on
hurt.
Yeah, he was shitting on US like,
Yeah.
Right. He was saying,
oh, it's so
I wouldn't,
perfect here, the women.
U.S. never would have treated him the way Romania did.
Mhm.
Romania really fucked
Right,
this
right.
guy.
And then he was begging for he was begging for compassion from the U.S. people and Romanian people. Like, yeah, he totally went back on his word. I
He
think
even
we'll
dissed
never.
UK a little bit. He even dissed
Yeah,
the
well,
UK a little bit.
He did.
We'll never see the old Andrew Tate again. He came out fucking guns blazing, saying whatever the fuck he wants. But he, ever since like doing all these interviews and trying to be seen in a different light with Piers Morgan, like he's now a totally different version of himself. That like uncensored version of him is fucking dead. We'll never see that again.
Well, one thing that turned me off to Andrew Tate, it's kind of off topic, but was when he started pushing the Muslim agenda. Like when I started fucking with him, he was just pushing the positive man, be a male alpha thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with that. But then he started putting Muslim stuff into everything that he mentions. And so it kind of became religious. And I'm just like, I don't really want to hear your religious shit. I'm listening to you because I want positive shit. I don't want to hear, I don't do that because it's haram. I don't do, and I don't know. Somebody told me they think he adopted the Muslim thing to get a wider audience. At first, I didn't think that. I was like, would somebody do that? But now that I think about it, he might be such a sick guy, so clever, that he's like, if I become Muslim, I'll become even bigger than I already am. So I don't know. He got a little sketchy when he started going that route. But maybe he was being funded by Muslims because he said that all his money got taken away, and then he was asked, "Well, how do you even pay for anything?" And he goes, "Oh, some people are taking care of me." So that means some rich dudes. I'm going to assume maybe sheiks or somebody who has like a lot of Dubai money is hitting him off. Is sending this dude, oh, okay, here's like $1 million, $2 million, rep for us. So, I'm not sure. Andrew Tate is somebody who, I also admired, but he started disappointing me a little bit with the stuff he was interjecting into his positiveness. I didn't feel like, you don't hear me when I talk my porn shit. I'm like, putting Jewish shit in with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not religious. I'm not gonna fucking mention that shit because I'm not religious. So it's like it has nothing to fucking do with anything. You know what I'm saying? You're Italian, Irish, I'm Jewish, whatever. But it's like, our religions, I don't really think should play any, anything to do with our game or our alphaness. He seems to think so. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. See,
I don't know what his angle was. I don't know what his angle was with that whole thing, to be honest. He probably just tried to reach a larger audience or just to get away with possibly having 4 or 5 wives. Maybe having 5 wives. I don't know. I don't know what was
but why couldn't
his driving
we have 5
force
wives now if we want to? Why couldn't we have 5 wives if we want to now without being Muslim? I mean, why? Like, I don't understand. 5 wives you can have. If you decide as a man to have 5 wives, you can have it. I mean, is there a law against having 5 wives? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I mean, look, I'm not entirely sure like what drove him to, go the angle he did. He's not going to be the first person who's found like religion in times of like deep distress and being cancelled and being pushed to the absolute limits. There's many people who've like come to find faith and he's talked about God throughout, like not as much as now, of course, but like he's mentioned like faith and stuff like that, and reasons why he likes certain parts of the world more than others, right? So yeah, it's an interesting angle from where he's kind of turned, and like certainly when he's talking about where he sees society going now, you know, and like he was talking about a lot of things that we've kind of highlighted in this interview today. Social media, how that changed people, how that
Yeah.
changed like how women are and whatnot. Like he's made a lot of these similar points.
I agree with all that
Yep.
shit he says. Anything that he talks about with women and game, he's on point. Andrew Tate, I will not say he's not on point. You know, it just he turned me off when he started bringing religion into it because I don't think religion and game does that even mix. I don't think that mixes. When you're talking game, game is about a man stepping to women and treat and that religion is that's your own shit. That's something else.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, for
you
sure,
know.
man. Yeah,
That's how I feel, at least. You know.
yeah. But like,
Yeah, I thought it was weird too. It was weird that he like totally went the religious route. It's fucking weird.
but when we're
But
looking at where we find ourselves now, Necro, I'd be curious to ask you this, right? So
all right.
we've talked about a lot of different changes that happen in society. We in this
Yeah.
interview we heard a lot about like your journey, you know, and how you have lived like a wild ride so far, man. You've had these crazy stories of being on tour. You've done all these things. But like when we're looking at it now, there's guys who are coming up who are in this world now, right? Who are like young guys, you know, 18, 19, 20 in this culture where a lot of this is now online. There is these social media apps. They didn't have the opportunities to go out and connect with a lot of women like you did as you going through your journey. So are you optimistic about the future now and where we're headed? And do you think that like dating in the future is something that's on a good trajectory? Or do you
You're
have
gonna
some
you're gonna think I'm a weirdo, but I'm like looking forward to fucking robots. I'm
they'd
looking
say
forward now
this?
because
Yeah.
because they won't talk back. They won't give me no fucking problems. If there could be a robot that could fucking service me like a regular woman does, I'm gonna
Mm.
go with the fucking
You're
robot,
gonna
man.
sign up. You're gonna be one of the first ones to do the trial.
Yeah, because imagine I'm gonna end up being by the time they have that, I'll be like 70. So like if there's some robot that could like well, I'm tired and I'm in bed, I don't want to get up, and some robot's gonna come service me and it's gonna be good, like it's gonna be made like with soft materials and shit. I'm gonna fucking rock with that, man. And you know what's crazy? It's gonna get to a point where people are gonna connect through internet and
Mm.
maybe not even meet each other. They're gonna meet on a
Mm.
headset in some virtual reality. It's getting to that point. It's getting to the
Yeah.
point where shit is gonna get really fucking weird.
It's
Like,
already
Yep.
some of this shit, like so
Yeah,
Necro,
this has
like
already started, bro.
yeah, like obviously people like yourself, you've done some crazy shit. You really lived an incredible lifestyle, and like we know your stories. We watched a lot of your videos. We know a lot about your stories and stuff you did. But if you look at it now, like guys coming up, some of the people who follow, like Brian and whatnot, some of these guys have no experience with women at all, like zero, none. They really ain't good talking to girls at all. They've got no game. So what do you say to a guy who's got no game at all? Like, what's your advice to him?
a guy who has no game. Well, a guy who has no game, obviously they're gonna need coaches. You need to have a
Yep.
mentor of somebody who's going to tell you. Like when I was 18, I didn't know how to talk to women at all. My
Mm,
uncle told me just be yourself. My uncle,
Yep.
he was really good with women. He just
mm.
said to me, just be yourself. He goes, don't play no roles. Don't just be exactly as you fucking are. And there will be some that will cling on to you. And I did act like myself, when he told me to, and it worked. I'm not saying it's the be all end all. You can fake it till you make it. But I mean, in the end of the day, it's like if somebody, you have to fucking immerse yourself in the science. So if you
Yeah.
don't know anything about real hip hop, how do we tell somebody know about real hip hop? You have to listen to real hip hop. Somebody's got to
Yep.
make you a playlist, and you got to listen to the real records, and then you'll learn. And then you little by little you learn it. So, to get women, you probably got to hang out with somebody who knows how to get women. That would be a good fucking thing.
Mm.
Read some books. In the end of the day, you got to take some action. You gotta you have to be brave enough to force yourself, you know what I mean, to go out and approach a woman. And I mean, just, hi, how are you? Oh, okay. Where you headed to? I mean, simple shit. Honestly, isn't it funny how the simplest polls that we do, sometimes it's not complicated. It doesn't have any fucking it doesn't have any fucking punchline. Sometimes it's just hello, how are you? Where you from? But the fact that you took the plunge to step to her worked. You know what I mean? And so in the end of the day, you gotta fucking approach somebody. I would have never gotten laid if I didn't approach. So no matter what, you got to approach. Anytime I ever gotten pussy, it was because that time I decided to approach. Approaching has to be done, or you will never get laid. So, that's just fucking the sad thing. The sad thing is, in this society, as a man, you're considered the one who has to step first. It has to be the man has to go up and step first. Even if the woman looks at you and she likes you and whatever, you're considered responsible for going up to her and saying hello, and da. And then you have to lead her and suggest that, why don't we do this and do that? And, in a way, it's a lot of pressure for men. I mean,
it's a lot of work.
Especially a man who grows up online is a little bit different than a guy who grows up in the woods in the 18th century, where you're already fighting fucking animals. So it's like talking to a woman is nothing. But a guy who just lives online, in his cloud, but I think it should be more easier to message a woman online. I mean, I find talking to women online very easy. That's the easiest shit in the world.
But as you notice, there's no real overlap in person. A lot of these guys that are actually getting laid off dating apps, then I meet up with them or we work together, they're totally crippled in fear and they can't even walk up to it eats them alive that they can't approach the girl in person. So it's less fulfilling, that excitement, that exhilaration.
That's the difference between your guys and a guy like me. If you see me, I'm going to admit I'm 50%. 50% have no issue walking up to a girl, no fear, nothing. But I might fuck it up. I might not know how to make her feel those emotions. And so at 50%, I will fail. Now, a guy...
That's a pretty good success rate, man. I mean, that's a pretty good success rate. Some of the best guys in the industry...
That's why I'm not bad. I'm saying my game is not bad, but I'm not great.
Some of the best guys in the industry are selling a 10% success rate. That's a closing rate of 10%. That's fucking crazy.
But the guys
what does that mean? Basically, you're approaching 10 girls.
Yeah. But the guys you're talking about, that's like really crippled. That's like they really need help. They really need a guy like you. See, like a guy like you, I just need someone to chill with and go out. I don't need you to help me game. It's more of just being with me and we're homies and we're just bagging. But
for sure.
These other guys need you to literally be like, okay, go up to her right there. Me, I'm already, when I'm with you, I'm going to know which chicks to go up to. Because I'm going to,
I absolutely love getting clients who are a little bit more advanced. So it's just easy, man. It's an easier session to work with because these guys are already miles. I think a lot of our audience are guys who are not at the very beginner level, who are just riddled in anxiety, but like they're kind of middle of the way, but they just want to like take their shit to another level. That seems to be the guys.
I can understand. I can understand that people have anxiety. I mean, look at the world we're living in, man. It's fucked up. It's to a point where you're getting demonized for liking women. So I mean, if it was more celebrated, like when you went up to a girl, it was like, oh, he's coming over. Now it's more like, yeah, get away from me. Like that kind of mentality. I'm not saying it's like that everywhere for every guy, but.
Well, that was the point of a boot camp back in the day in the early 2000s. When I took that boot camp, it almost felt like a gym atmosphere where a bunch of guys were encouraging each other. All I needed was the permission, like to go speak to the girls. These guys giving me a green light. And that was enough to get the ball rolling. And the floodgates open once I'm like, oh, fuck, I could get this girl's number. I walked away with like 5 numbers. I was like, I never walked up to it. I never did a cold approach before the age of like 21 or something like that, I never fucking walked up to a girl cold.
Listen, I catch myself sometimes. I can't talk to girls because it's the wrong mode. Maybe sometimes I'm in my building and I walk into an elevator and I'm not expecting to talk to girls, and two
Yep.
girls walk in and they're like talking amongst themselves, and I don't feel comfortable to say, hey, like, I watch them and they leave because I'm not in the mode. But if I was in the mode, maybe I would be like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? And so it's like, I don't know. I can only speak for myself.
No,
I
you're
love
right. It's not. I'm not always on point. I think it's like a comedian or someone. Are you always fucking razor sharp? I mean, you're gonna be like, you got to be real quick with it. Your mind has to be fucking on point. Like, okay, now I know it's time to close. Now I know it's time to escalate. Now I know it's like anything else, man. You got to be sharp. You got to be
The
razor
game is
sharp.
difficult, but I mean, if somebody, practices and trains and if you invest the time, you're going to be good at anything. It's really anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you invest
That's
the
a fact.
time into tennis. I mean, you'll be good at tennis. You know what I mean? If you invest the time into picking up women, I mean, of course, you're naturally going to be great. If you're putting in 5 days a week, 3 hours, let's just say, I mean, shit, you should become razor sharp at talking to women. But
that's
then
why
again,
I got like myself. I could step away for 6-7 years, and I'm like, it's kind of like a cheat code. Now I go back. It takes me a little while to get warmed up, but I'm like, all right, now you really changed like your whole. You actually did make some fucking change, like real change that actually, oh wow, there's some permanent changes here. I'll never go back to like where I was before. Like once you put in that work, the good news is, it pays off in the long run. It really does. Even if you fucking wipe down a girl and you get into a bad breakup, you can jump back right into it, and you'll get right back into it pretty quickly.
Well, the way I see game, it's such a twisted thing because you could have, a guy like Jack Black, walking the street, fat as fuck, awkward, and he'll make all the girls laugh. The question is he getting pussy and closing in the end? You know what I'm saying? A guy like Bill Maher said that he doesn't, he's not getting married because he demands a life of great sex. And because he doesn't feel if you're married to the same person, you're going to have great sex. So, he's remained single and because he wants to have great sex. And it makes me think, is he getting great sex by just fucking meeting some chick somewhere? Or is he paying in some sort of way to get the type of chick that would make his dreams come true? Because remember, this is a guy who probably has millions. Probably very easy for him to get like a really beautiful, fucking huge tits, everything chick to come pleasure him. So now, we're not going to know unless we know the guy or we know his private life. But from what he said, he goes, life without great sex is not worth it. And that's why I'm not getting married. So it's like, what does that mean? Are you paying someone to service you who meets your sexual expectations? And when I say paying someone, he might be paying someone new every week. Meaning, so he's getting the variety of spice. He might have fucked 20 fucking hot bitches, but he had to hit them with a little bit, but he busted nuts on their face. Or is he just meeting some fucking chick at a bar, and having great sex with them, but not, so that's what I said. When it comes to a lot of these guys like Luke and them, I've never seen them pulling.
That's ridiculous.
And I know a lot of people who also said the same thing. Like I've never seen him pulling something incredible. That he pulled himself just like me watching him do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you might be real good at getting into a club, into a table, but does that mean that this hot, gorgeous chick is getting with you when you look like a fat slob? Maybe looking like a fat slob is a reason that he's not getting it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he needs to look better. You know what I mean? Because
this industry is cutthroat, man. It's evidence based. Like guys are just not going to fuck with us or take our courses or whatever or boot camps if they don't see some results. If they don't have shit on footage or we're even willing to give money back guarantees if by the end of the weekend you don't see us fucking pull a fucking hot chick that we can agree upon, like money
Well, you got to
back, dude. Like
understand with Luke
it's
and
almost
them, you got to understand with RSD, they were making really high class videos, you know, and it appeared that they were pimping. Like you would see, you know, all these strippers, you know, and then you'd see Luke in the middle, and he's just sitting there. You know what I mean? And just, but like, who the fuck says he didn't just pay them all
yeah.
$1,000 each? And like, he's not
These
friends with
guys
the
are
owner.
marketing geniuses, man. These guys are marketing
Exactly. So
geniuses.
I don't listen. Just because you make a video that kind of looks cool, like how
Yep.
do I know you're actually pulling them? Listen, let me tell you something, man. I was friends with this guy at the strip club, right? He was the manager, and I was trying to do events there, and I did an event, and we only did one event, and a couple of years ago, and this strip club has the sickest bitches now. I mean, it was ill then, but they got even better. Anyway, I was going there, and I was like, "Can we get her and her to chill after?" You know?
Yep.
And he was like, "Hell's yeah." He goes, "We just got to hit them with a little something. Got to throw them a couple of hundred." You know what I mean? He made it clear to me. He goes, "You want to get these chicks to chill?" He goes, "Yeah, they'll chill. I'm the manager. You know what I'm saying? I can get them to go. You're gonna have to pay for an Airbnb, and we need to fucking. You got to hit them with something. 300 each, 400 each. Like they're not gonna come there and fucking shake their ass in your fucking face for nothing. You know what I mean? It's like you got. This is why the dudes that come to these strip clubs and they're throwing $10,000 out because they're drug dealers. They're gonna get to fuck these bitches. They're not doing it off game. They're not doing it off cold game in the street, and they're going up to a girl. Hi, I'm Roberta. Yeah, they're going to the strip club. They know they're gonna get They know they're gonna get a dime bitch with a great body, naked, who's gonna twerk fucking and probably fucking be better in set bed because a stripper might be better in bed than maybe some average chick, and that's what they're doing. And you know, and I'm intrigued by that because I've never really been the type.
You don't get the same level of burning. You don't get the same level of burning desire as when you actually pull it. I just think it's way more fulfilling and satisfying when you realize you did it yourself.
I agree with you. The girl is not going to show that desire for you and respect for you.
Yeah.
When you pay.
Exactly.
I agree with you 100%.
For sure. And that's why we're curious. This is why we're curious about because you know, listening to you, and this is like my final question. Because listening to you here, we've seen that you've got an interest in variety, of course. You've said also that at the same time, you say you really like variety and you can't really see yourself going away from that. But you also said that like you do really appreciate a woman who wants you for you. So you also seem to value connection as well. So the last question I have for you, Necro, is could you ever see yourself like settling down with one special lady? Could you see that being in reality?
I might have to if I want to fucking get a kid. If I want to have a kid and you know and have a mother that'll actually take care of the kid so that the kid can take my legacy. You know, if that's gonna happen, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to work it out with a woman. I mean, when I hear about some of the shit that I hear about, and I wonder how they do it, like ODB had like 12 kids.
Jesus.
Fucking Nick Cannon supposedly has like 12 kids. Whoa. So it's like, how the fuck do you have 12 kids? I know all these dudes have it with different women. I know it's not one woman. Pardon me, no one woman is given 12 fucking births. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're gonna do 4, maybe 3. But these dudes, they're getting with a lot of chicks, and
it's accepted.
I just want one fucking kid. If I could have one kid and work it out with one bitch, like, okay, listen, you're not the only one I'm going to be getting with. And how do you tell that to a chick? They're going to be like, fuck you. I'm not the only one you're getting with. Like, you got to really, you got to be like the way G-Rap is. G-Rap really works that mental game. Like, G-Rap's all about polygamy. He's all about having numerous women. That's his thing.
Absolutely.
That was his thing when I got with him. And he says, It's just how I rock with them. I let them know it's gonna be like that. You're not the only one. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have your game strong. You gotta be able to.
Here's the thing:
Know?
if you're congruent, if you're fucking congruent with whatever you fucking believe in at your core, dude, they'll fucking go for a lot of shit. These women, like you said earlier, man, these women are crazy. They need to be led. If they're misled and misguided like they are in today's society, they're going to be fucking. They need a leader, man. They need someone to just fucking control what if you believe in this shit, they're not going to be right. They're actually going to be attracted by it. That's why you see these celebrity guys. I guess I don't know the name, but they're 12 kids are doing something right. It's more just money at that point. They're obviously their status has inflated their ego, and they've gotten some confidence from that, and they're able to project that at these different women, and they're able to pull it off. And look, when you're on top of your game, I was pulling shit like that off too.
I'm still figuring myself out. I don't even, I'm not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working on my game. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still working on my purpose. You know what I mean? I'm not multi-millionaire status yet like I want to be. After all this time of putting in work, I haven't worked in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I can buy anything I want. But I'm not at the level of some of these other people in the rap business you see that are really paid. I want to get paid at that level. I'm working on it. I'm doing things that I do. You know what I'm saying? I have a store. I have 2 stores. You know what I mean? I have records. I get paid off music. But, to get to I want to get to levels where I can do certain things that'll set up. It's very much like I've been studying Dan Bilzerian, okay? Dan Bilzerian is all about the setup.
It's a good mentor.
He sets up situations that is going to get him pussy. He puts himself into situations that will get him pussy. Dan Bilzerian's not walking down no fucking street and doing day game in Manhattan. Are you crazy?
He started there though, man. His story.
It doesn't matter what
his story though.
I'm talking about what he does now. I'm talking about what he does now. He doesn't. Dan Bilzerian, doesn't do shit like that. He's beyond that. Dan Bilzerian creates scenarios or gets involved with scenarios and becomes friends with people where the pussy's going to be there. You understand? He doesn't have. He sets it up. He'll set up a scenario that has 20 girls and only 2 guys.
Yeah. That's
automatically you're getting pussy if there's 20 girls and 2 guys.
I can see where you're going with that, Necro. Yeah. I can see where you're going with this, Necro, and you're clearly still working on your purpose, and you're really interested in this way of approaching your dating
social circle.
Of course.
Yeah, social circle.
Now, that is, of course, part of your journey now, right? You're going to be working this out. So people, as we kind of wrap this up, who may want to follow you and see how you build this now moving forward, may want to see how you're able to get your own little Dan Bilzerian situation going. Can you let them know where they can follow your journey, where they can learn more about you, and what your socials are?
Yeah, check me out at necrorules.com. No, I mean not necrorules.com. Instagram, necrorules. And go to Spotify. Look up Necro on Spotify. You can check the whole catalog of music. You'll get what I'm about up there. I got 400,000 listeners. That would be impressive to most people who have 0 listeners. But to you fucking people who think Drake is the fucking god, you're not going to think I'm anything compared to him. But, compare me to all your other fucking people you like. You might see I'm worthy. Because you gotta actually tell that to people who never heard of you, because they're like, why should I listen to you? Well, I'm actually really good. But everyone thinks they're fucking good. So it's kind of like, you got to, how you say you listen to my shit. People that know. It's very hard to tell people these days, because you're trying to explain to them what dead body disposal is, and they don't understand what that kind of track means. It's what is that?
I'll tell you right now, the audience, if you guys ever want to get hyped before you go out and fucking pick up girls or something like that, you got to listen to Thug Core Cowboy, man. That song gets you fucking hyped. I'm ready to go to the gym, but when I listen to that, that's like one of my favorite fucking tracks, dude. When I'm working out or going out, yeah, like they just have to get past the whole like. It may take a little while, like to get past some of the fucking brutality and the horror and shit like that, but you could actually see that this shit is bangers and you're fucking talented.
Well, it's
like
hardcore. It's hardcore hip hop. So, it's gonna be more extreme. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so anybody that wants to check me out musically, of course you can go to YouTube, just type in Necro. I got videos with millions of views. Check it out. And where else? Yeah, and go on Facebook too. This Necro official page. Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. Basically, you type.
It
Necro
just is what it is, man. We're living in a world where Ruby Rose is getting more views than fucking, or Ice Spice is getting more views than legitimate talented fucking rappers. We're not living it. It's just weird. It's weird as fuck,
funny.
Man. I don't get it.
Ruby Rose. Is that the bald bitch?
She's the one who.
Oh, that's Amber Rose.
She's the one. Ruby Rose.
What's the
is the
difference
one with
between
that.
Ruby Rose and Amber
Nah,
Rose?
Ruby's the rapper who like.
Oh, okay.
I don't fucking know.
Ice Spice.
Ruby's the one
like
who
I kind of like
OnlyFans dude, or like.
I kind of like Ice Spice. I mean, she's
Ice
whack,
Spice, yeah.
but kind of dope, right? Like it's like you have to understand how I view her. I don't view her like a real hip hop dude. I view her like a hood rat chick, like from the hood with a fat ass, who also happens to entertain. So to me, it's entertaining to see some hood rat bitch entertain, because she's good at being fucking what she is. She's a hood rat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what she is. Ice Spice is a hood rat. So, I mean, I give you props. You're a fucking hood rat. As a hood rat, I mean, you'll never be respected as a hip hop fucking person in my world. But, as a fucking hood rat, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're doing great. You're doing a great job being a fucking rat. Nah, but honestly, I don't hate her. Certain people do make me sick. But a lot of these like ratchet females, they blow up, man. That's what people want to see, man. They want to see like Cardi B type shit. They like it. It's like, it's huge, but I got to get people to fucking want to hear a white boy from Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
We're definitely gonna push all the links, everything on our socials on this Necro. You can definitely be assured a lot of people who are very excited about.
For sure, dude.
And
if I'm ever in New York, dude, you got my number now. We'll go out or something, man.
Give me a holler when you come to New York, and we'll talk game.
For sure.
A lot of our people do follow you, man.
Absolutely, man.
A lot of our guys
would. What's up? I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Necro.
Appreciate you coming on, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Be safe.
All right, brother.
All right.
1.
Peace.